2 chubs. What?
Hope it looks good, dude.
Welcome to Dynasty Wise Fantasy Fallout. I'm your host, Padu, and I'm here with Mr. Clay.
What's up, Patu?
Mr. Chad White.
How's it going, followers?
We are going to be doing a recap of this week's fantasy, last week's fantasy football games. We're going to talk about the fantasy studs, the fantasy duds, and maybe some unexpected events that took place this week. We also have to discuss tomorrow night's game, the Thursday, the Miami and Texans game. Biggest thing is we make sure we get right into our social media. Follow us on Facebook if you're not already. We've got a few Twitter handles that are probably coming your way, if they're not up already. And we got to make sure, right off the bat, we thank Two Mules. That's the sponsor of this show. They invited us out November 11th for Veterans Day. We're going to have hopefully a huge event out there for veterans, and what we're really trying to do is raise some money for Camp Hope. They do a lot for veterans and take care of them, especially for those suffering from post-traumatic syndrome or post-traumatic stress syndrome, right?
PTSD.
Thank you. Not a laughing matter, and we're only laughing because I screwed it up.
Yes.
So, but we're going to go ahead and get back into our recap. Let's jump into our fantasy studs. Pat Mahomes, this guy is just having a hell of a season.
He pulled Pat Mahomes.
Yeah. He pulled Pat Mahomes. Against Cincinnati, decent defense.
Well, I think it's okay, but they do give up a lot of yards, so I was expecting Mahomes to perform. But before we dive into it, I got to take the L on Mahomes. I didn't see it coming this year.
No, okay.
So.
Hey, speak of you. Respect. You got to respect that. Because, I saw it coming. I did not. I had no clue that was going to happen. I expected they were going to do decent. I didn't expect it to be the way it's gone this year. Right. He's got some good weapons over there. Kelsey, Greenhunt, and obviously Tyreek Hill. It's just nasty.
Boomer bust, but yeah.
Boomer bust, true.
Sammy Watkins, the oft forgotten about man. I know you're a big Watkins fan there, Pat.
Yeah, we're not doing it. We said we weren't doing it tonight, and I'm not doing it. Chad, Pat Mahomes, what's your take on it?
I liked him a lot coming out of college. Y'all know I was a bigger fan of his than Watson. I still think they're both doing great, but they're working that offense around him and what he does well, and it's working.
It's you can see the difference when you have a coach that plays to the strength of your star player, your franchise quarterback that you draft, and the results you get. Because we have the same explosive and the same talent there. So, but our coach is,
Andy Reid. Andy Reid. Never won the big one, but he's a great coach.
Hell of offense.
He knows how to work with quarterbacks. Did well with McNabb. That's a big difference between him and O'Brien for sure.
Well, and on that other end too, another one that surprised me so far this year is Trubisky, man, the biscuit.
The biscuit.
He got after the New England Patriots, man. He looked off as 32 points, something like that.
The weapons around the guy.
Yeah.
Making it playing to his strengths. There's some things he doesn't do well, but then Matt Nagy, learned from Andy Reid, is doing what he's got to do for, biscuits.
And I know we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but Cohen, with that run support that he's providing, that's got to at least open it up a lot more. That's got to, the run opens up the pass opens up the run, old adage.
Right.
It applies for fantasy too. Because Cohen's taking over that role.
Yeah, he is. And good time to bring it up is there's talks of Jordan Howard could be, on the trade block. Personally, I think Jordan Howard's a very good running back. I think he's misused. So, and I think they will regret, having Cohen, who's 5'6", under 180 pounds. That's not a workhorse back in the NFL.
They said the same thing about Jeremy Langford when Jordan Howard came in. We were all like, well, Langford, he's a solid back. Why is Langford getting all or why is Howard getting all the carries now over Langford? Well, Langford can't even catch on somewhere else now. Now here we have Cohen coming in doing the same thing to Howard that he did to Langford. Maybe it's just the system. Maybe it's how they're going to cycle through there, just keep the fresh legs and bring in somebody else later on. I don't know, but right now Cohen's the hot hand, and that's who you got to go with.
And I have to jump in here real quick because Joe was very, very nice for not calling me a dipshit on the air. Obviously, you guys can tell that we have a different background and a different setup. We're actually now at the Houston Preeminence studio down here in downtown Houston. We are a stone's throw from Minute Maid, Dynamo. I'm going to throw a football over to the mountain. Sorry to say.
I can throw a football
great
quarter
setup
mile.
over here. I mean, we are in the heart of downtown. Again, Houston Preeminence doing some great things over here. And we're actually going to have some other teammates from Houston Preeminence on here as well. Here in a little bit, we're going to be swapping in and out. We want to make sure we address some of the fantasy questions and all that, or did a recap. And then we're going to rotate some folks in and out, as well as some other of our team members as well. Sorry, jumping back into it. Baker Mayfield, another quarterback. Yeah, Clay called that.
Yeah.
I got to give him credit there.
Yeah, I was on the Baker train since day one.
To be fair, it was against Tampa Bay this week, which we called it last week.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it yet. We'll save it for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, but Baker Mayfield's going off this year. I need to cut you off.
No, he's playing decent. I think I probably would have started in week 1. I think they would have got the win. Now they've been into overtime so many times. They've gotten ties and this and that. But yeah, Baker, he's still playing like a rookie at times.
Oh yeah.
He's still making mistakes.
But in Cleveland too, though. But it's in Cleveland. To be fair, I mean, Cleveland has kind of been a knock on. They've been the butt end of a lot of jokes for a lot of years. And
Who's the last Cleveland quarterback to win 2 games?
that is a valid argument. I cannot debate you there.
When was the last time they had a quarterback to play long enough to win 2 games?
Yeah, maybe I'm gonna guess like maybe Jason Campbell.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah,
Right? That's me purely speculating. I, mean, I might be right on that.
Who
but
was? Can we look that up? Who was the last Cleveland quarterback to win 2
You
games?
had to go back to Brian Hoyer and Jason Campbell days.
I'm sure it was probably
Yeah.
Brian. I think it was probably Brian Hoyer.
Wait, Manziel?
Oh, Manziel.
Did he win 2 games for them as a starter though?
We're gonna go into the producers.
We'll get right back to you on that.
That's all right. There's a lot of.
I'm gonna say Hoyer.
Hoyer.
I know
That's my guess.
That was the same year as Jason Campbell.
Yeah,
Campbell was
Hoyer
the starter,
came.
went down. Hoyer came
Sounds like
in.
money's on Hoyer.
It's
Overall, a consensus.
Or was it Cody Kessler?
no. Cody Kessler didn't win a game for him. He was
Oh.
a rookie last year.
Wow. Either way, though, Baker Mayfield has produced.
Yes.
Well, better than
He's shown
his
he's
predecessors.
shown he's got a good head on his shoulders there. He can handle playing in the NFL. Now it's just a matter of him honing his skills, getting the reps.
Yep.
And turning into the quarterback everybody wants him to be.
And I know I wanted to roll into a couple of duds since it's the same division. Andy Dalton had an off week for fantasy production.
But he should have produced against Kansas City.
Yeah.
I would have told people to start going against Kansas City. Dalton would have been one of the top starts for the week.
Yeah, I didn't see it. That's something I can't argue. Because Eford was off. Eford was a dud this week too, which we'll tie into now. But AJ Green had a decent game.
Yeah, and I guess they contained Tyler Boyd as well, and I guess that went a long way.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that opened up AJ Green.
And just correction, Eifert's hurt.
Yeah.
Eifert's hurt. Tyler Croft's hurt. They were down to CJ Uzoma, who I had to start on mine because he's my 3rd string tight end.
Tight ends are hard to come by this year. Other than the top 5 that are going right now, they're hard to snap.
I'm glad Angel's back right now because I'm kind of glad he's back right now. But
He still has Eli. He still has Eli as his quarterback.
But Uzoma produced for being a 3rd string tight end, but definitely AJ Green. Well, just like how does Beckham and Shepard have great numbers and then Eli just be horrible? It's one of those. You can still go off as a receiver and the quarterback not have a good day.
That's true. I mean, you can't really.
That's true. We've seen a lot of that in Houston. Quarterbacks don't have a good day. Hopkins still has a good day.
Right.
Andre Johnson with Matt Schaub.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're used to that.
And my listeners right now, please, I know we're just now hitting Wednesday night, but we got to make sure you guys know about the buys this week so you guys can adjust your rosters accordingly and, hopefully you start doing those waiver wires and pickups to get you your streams. But Atlanta, Dallas, Tennessee, and the Chargers are all on bye this week. I know you're probably looking at your roster, say you see 0 points or seeing on bye. Just for our listeners, just a quick reference to go in there, go ahead and go look real quick and figure out the adjustments that you need to make. And those trade deadlines, if they haven't passed, we're into that trade deadline zone right now between 6 and 8. Guys, if there's a player out there you need to make a trade, especially Dynasty, make that investment for the future.
But don't mortgage the future.
Yeah.
I've been seeing the
Yeah,
crazy
that's
stuff. okay, I'm 2-5 in a dynasty league. Should I trade away this? And I'm like,
No,
well,
dude, you're moving for a good pick.
Are you trying to? Do you want to win next year, or are you just gonna give it all up for the next?
When
4
is my
years?
moment? You know,
Right.
that's it. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's, you know, you want to win, but if you start tanking, you know, obviously, you know, a lot of leagues have rules you can't intentionally tank, but you know, you got to play for it. You got to think to yourself, all right, me going 2-5, all right, if I only win 2 games this year, hell, that moves me up in the draft. They're going to be coming to me for that first pick or maybe second.
That's a
you know.
loser's mentality.
If I'm 2-5,
No, it's not.
I'm trying to give
It's a
L's to
strategy
every.
That's a
mentality.
loser's mentality.
Look, if
The
I'm
art of
25,
war.
yeah, if I'm
Nice.
I'm trying to give everybody an L trying to go into the playoffs if I'm 2-5.
Right.
Like, I don't care either way. I'm trying to screw somebody else this season.
I am too, but I mean, because of, you know, you always still have the puncher's chance. You know, I mean, we've had, you know, in a couple of our leagues, we've had champions come through that limped in with losing records and have won. I
Multi-champ.
know, it's total.
Our back-to-back champ limped into the
Yes.
playoffs and went
It's
on a
Both
run.
times.
It's horseshit, but he had, you know, Elliott show up coming off suspension and just crushed it, you know, bastard. But it happens. All right, Clayton, I know you wrote a Blake Bortles article, and fantasy production, the guy has been actually just as almost what you want in a fantasy production quarterback. Nothing huge,
Right.
but he's right around the middle to kind of get you through. He had a crap week against the Texans last week. Is that Blake Bortles having a crappy week, or is that Texans defense showing up?
I mean, his track record is not to produce against the Texans anyway, so I wouldn't start him. And they're just Jaguars are in a funk right now.
What is it? Fournette went down.
Fournette went down, but Yeldon still
Yeldon
produced.
stepped up his game.
So
man.
it does fall on Bortles. You know, I wrote the article. Fantasy wise, 2 years ago when he hit the 35 touchdowns, that was the outlier. And he comes down to earth. I still think, you know, he's been around the top 15, you know, top half of the league, 9-13. This year he's not really looking well, and if you follow that advice, Jeffro, you know, I know you're regretting it. But no, he's still been producing fantasy wise. He gets the garbage time. They just last week Texans bad matchup, and I hope you have other options. He's a backup quarterback to me, even, you know, NFL fantasy, so he should be on your bench.
And I was going to piggyback off that because that's what I'm thinking. If you don't, there's 14 better options out there than Blake Bortles, the quarterback, and you should have one.
Not a whole lot.
You should have one of them on your team. So if you're worried about start Blake Bortles this week, man, you need to go find yourself a quarterback.
Would you take CJ before?
I was about to say.
Because I mean, he had an off week this week, but that's a tough question because I mean, everything going on. Would you take him over Bortles?
I was actually about to say right before you said that, yes.
That's
Okay.
hard to swallow. Man.
I've got Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff on my team. I'm not thinking about Blake Bortles or CJ Beathard when it
Hoyer
comes to
and
me
Manziel.
starting a quarterback.
But if you have
Hoyer and Manziel.
Okay. Sorry guys, I mean to cut you off, but Hoyer and Manziel were they both. Who did it first?
Probably Hoyer. They were both, there was injuries.
Okay.
So, I
Same
mean, but they both
season?
came
Same,
in.
same season, they both.
Same
okay.
season.
Hoyer and Manziel both had 2 wins. That's,
There you go.
See, I
I
called it on
can't
Johnny
believe we're
Football.
looking up and arguing over who had 2 wins for the Cleveland Browns.
This is a good question for Trey Campbell as well, who's actually here on the floor. I'll try to bring him in later, just see if he knows right off the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah, that'd be
Trey
good.
Trey
I like it.
Campbell.
We've had Trey on before the live event.
Yeah, Trey's a
Very fun.
At 2 mules.
Yes, had to be on.
trouble making Trey.
There it is.
There it is. Coined it. Trouble making Trey. TM.
Wait, I'm still on?
Here just a minute.
Look, since we were talking quarterbacks, Jacksonville, would you take Bortles or Eli?
Again, there's 14
Eli. I'm
quarterbacks
taking-
that I can grab over either one of these guys.
taking Eli because I feel like there's more weapons.
Weapons,
There's
right.
the weapons. I mean, between the tight end, Sterling Shepard, Odell, Saquon
Ingram.
Barkley's always a good fail-safe. I mean, look what they did last week as far as fantasy production.
I
Sterling
was-
Shepard, I mean, they were both top 5, I believe, in fantasy production.
Is Sterling
Yeah.
Shepard Trubisky an option? Can I just start him instead?
I think he's got.
I think Brandon Williams is a better option than Blake.
Wow.
If we're arguing these guys, Trubisky's got to be available. Obviously.
Well, we're in that zone where injuries, unfortunately, are going to start happening, starting to get to the point where, you know, the season starts adding on somebody, especially some of these older quarterbacks, and you got to take that into consideration. You know, that you got to start making that investment of maybe trying to go in and get a quarterback just in case he goes down, because that's a position that's hard to fill. You know, I mean, because if you go from having a top producing, Drew Brees or, a Pat Mahomes right now,
Right.
and he gets hurt, God forbid, and your next option is Blake Bortles, you're gonna have a rough season, buddy. I don't think your wins are gonna keep going the way they are.
It's time you need to make a trade.
You need to rethink your draft strategy.
That's true too.
No.
Well, they invested early probably in a quarterback.
Yeah, but you still gotta have quality backup.
You do.
Dude.
Period.
All right, well.
You do it for every other position, why wouldn't you do it for your quarterback?
Well, here's one for you.
Uh-oh.
I had it, so I did a league, a mega league, and I took Le'Veon Bell in the first round, even though I knew suspension was coming. So I was like, okay, second round, Dalvin Cook.
Ooh.
Third round, I was like, I'm gonna go running back again because of this. I took Devonta Freeman. Let's just say it's not going very well for me right now.
Is that Dynasty League?
No, thank
Oh
God.
man, no, it was gonna be good because you have that early pick that you have to go out there and get somebody. That's what we do mentality.
I'm
See,
actually-
that situation, it works out
So
great.
Bryce
Dynasty
Love
League,
is
I was
going to
first.
your team next year if that was Dynasty.
Well, all right.
Yeah,
And,
for sure.
and rolling into that, Marlon Mack came off injuries, and last couple weeks said he had to get 10.5 points last week, just mediocre. I kind of 10 points is where that's about the average where I kind of like people to be, and then he rips off 30 something points this week. Is that, and then
Man, of course he has to do it as soon as I start getting comfortable with Naheem Hines maybe
Yep.
being my flex guy in my lineup, and then here comes Marlon Mack and ruins it all.
yeah, that was. I mean, it's kind of a hoe ass move. It really is. I mean, not for me because I've got him and I invested in him last year.
Yeah.
He was like a 4th or 5th round pick for me, and I just kind of I put him on my taxi squad.
That was a steal. I think you got to steal, like, dynasty perspective, because he was a 3-down back coming in. They needed the running back.
Yes.
He just unfortunately got
Ancient
injured.
Frank Gore on that team,
Yeah.
Robert Turbin.
And I'm curious this week because Oakland is not. They're weak against the run. And they are, but what do you mean?
They're still looking for the pass rush. I
They've
think.
got,
Yeah.
hey, I bet they can get this guy Khalil Mack for like 3
You think?
first rounders.
Dude, no way, they wouldn't go for him.
Why not?
He's too good.
He's what they need.
You think they would go for him?
Does this thing have anything?
Oh, really?
Who's that?
The mics aren't working.
None of them.
I can hear y'all, though.
I can hear them.
If you're hearing them in the headset, then it's
I do
just,
too.
it's on, if you're hearing them in the headset, then it's just the wiring,
Yeah, we hear them in the
through
headset.
the
We can hear it.
equipment. If you're hearing it through there, then what do y'all have it wired through on the Facebook
I
side?
don't know if you check
So that's-
difficulties at the moment.
so this should be-
Oh, just
Yeah,
on
just
what-
either way.
So that's your plugger.
So, yeah, Naeem Hines was producing while Mac was out. I'll be granted, I wasn't expecting Mac to come back in with the 30-point game this week, but I still
No,
think
neither was I.
if Indianapolis wants to be productive
Hey, Joe.
going forward, they're gonna find a way to utilize both running backs.
Yeah, well,
Step
that and
outside,
of course,
step
like
outside.
I said to
With
T.Y. Hilton,
the thing on
he
high,
goes
see if
off
you can
on
hear
it,
it or not.
you know, it's
Yeah,
just
turn
one
on that
thing,
cord, whatever that
you
connects
can't
to,
make up their
and
mind
plug into
that
that.
have a run team, a pass team, you know, how exactly they want to do it.
That's fantasy football for you, though, am I right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
And that's, I mean, you're gonna take a chance no matter what, you know, but, and there's someone that, like Derrick Henry, who hadn't produced much, but had a decent, he put up 14 points this week, I think, on 14 and a half. I mean, yeah, that's, I mean, that's
It
it, I
doesn't
mean.
work like
He
that.
still plays.
Did he pass?
Question, Derrick Henry, is he giving us a teaser right now, saying, yeah, man, no, go ahead, put me in.
Yeah,
Streaming the rest of, or start me the rest of the year.
I think he does that on purpose. He's like, yeah, and he's like, oh wait, right before they give up on me completely, I'm gonna turn in a decent game, and then you won't hear from me for a
That's
while.
how he avoids the practice squad.
And it was a rough week because a lot of starters that you would expect to do things did. Mark Ingram's one of them that just had a rough week, only had, I think, 6 points, and then Ezekiel Elliott,
That was a surprise.
that one hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, putting up, what, 5, 6 points, I mean, but when you're expecting a minimum 11, 12 points out of him, yes, every week can't be a boom week, I get that, but
They're gonna have their down week.
Yeah, but a down
And
week
now
for-
it's Ezekiel Elliott's down week.
a down week for him should have been 11, 12 points.
20.
Yeah, I mean, and then Crowell, who's having a good season, but he, at the end of the day, he does play for the Jets. So, I mean, that would hurt a lot of people too, because people started making that investment, started buying it off. But no, I think those are a lot of the running backs that hurt people.
You made that investment?
Yeah, I did. Well, see, I sat Marlon Mack.
Dumb.
I sat Derrick Henry, which is fine.
Yeah, that's
I'm
understandable.
okay there.
Nothing wrong with that.
But Marlon Mack, I mean, and I didn't know Carlos Hyde was out. I knew about the trade. And yeah, I mean, I didn't check it. I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't check it. I was too busy helping other people. There weren't a lot of questions about
Did you
Carlos
listen
Hyde.
to our podcast on Monday?
I did not. I was working.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I also shut the garage on us when we were,
That was when Hi! Got him.
I was scared for a minute.
Hallway.
Clay?
Yeah,
I know you've been
they
high
can
on
hear
him.
each other in the ear though, so that means whatever y'all wired it to, cause
Hey,
this is
Chad,
working,
I
you can
wanna
see
hear
the
your
mic
take.
reading right here.
I like
This is
George Kittle
working.
in the.
I don't know what y'all have it
formation
wired
of the
to,
podcast.
like
It came
y'all
up, I
said
think
y'all
it was
going
with
through
Joku and
Facebook,
Kittle.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure what
And
y'all.
We have
we
it
were,
through
both of them were great
We have it
starts.
right here
They
to
both
switcher
went off this
Right.
week, but yeah, I definitely
We have it
big on
straight to the-
George Kittle.
to go.
Yeah, but yeah, Kittle.
It's not plugged in, the power
Is
strip's
that-
not on.
Going back to that question,
Oh,
the
no.
Kittle and the Njoku, I figured would produce, but Kittle's been that consistent mainstay. He's doing exactly what I said. He got a top 5
No,
tight
no
end at
stuff.
least this year, and he's doing that
He-
right on schedule.
yeah, he's performing on that level. I mean, Gronk is falling off.
And yep,
I mean, is he still alive?
he's on your team. I'm gonna make a phone call.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call him in.
Gronk smash, Gronk fire.
Yeah, I have to figure it out, cause that was, I had him and Kelsey, and I traded Kelsey away, which I honestly, Gronk's gonna go down for a couple of weeks. You're gonna lose it for a couple of weeks, but for him not to get his production be so low.
I'm just reading
What
some
do we got?
comments here. I was asked to stand up so they could hear me. No, that was Rumble.
No. Well,
Yeah.
That's
Hi, Chris,
hilarious.
how are you?
yeah,
Thanks for the shout out.
I like that.
and then we have Njoku.
Yeah.
Come on, man, doing good things over there in Cleveland. I mean, that's Baker Mayfield's almost his go-to.
Yeah, him, Landry, like we can reference the older article I wrote talking about second year tight ends. Kittle was the main focus, but I brought up, Njoku. Jonnu Smith, I think he has the talent. He's just not there yet.
He's had the opportunity though, and
Yeah.
just not done anything with it.
Yeah,
I don't think Mariota's a very good quarterback.
Well,
I've been saying that.
zero
no,
argument
none of
here.
us think that.
Right.
Well, that's why I invested in Derrick Henry. I thought him being just such a shitty quarterback, I was like, you know what? They're going to go to the run game at the end of the day. They're going to maybe start stacking the defense and then go to the run game. And I thought that was going to be the game plan, and Mariota controls the game a little bit more.
And on that, one of our favorite listeners, Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie.
Hey, Stephanie.
Why that?
She sat Deion Lewis, and he went off for 21.5 points, and I sat Deion Lewis as well.
So we both got burned
Yes.
by Tennessee running backs, which
No.
is a statement I never thought I would say,
No.
because I honestly never thought I would find myself investing in Tennessee running backs. But, you thought Derrick Henry was a guy that
Then you get back to what they did last year, run the ball and then
have Mariota control the
Exactly.
clock, and then just don't turn the ball over.
right.
And
And
go
then
with it.
he's normally pretty good at that, but Henry is like, I'm sorry, I'm feeding Henry non-stop up the middle
Come on, man.
until you stop him.
The guy's a freight train.
Yeah,
Everybody get aboard. Woo-woo!
yeah, he's getting
Already?
25 carries a week for me, or a game for me.
Obviously, the former Texans defensive coordinator now running Tennessee disagrees with you because
I don't know. He said he could hear you just then.
for some reason
Yeah,
he just doesn't like him.
and I don't know why. I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe because of what he's doing right now. With the exception, last week aside, obviously, maybe it's just because of what he's been doing. And that rolls into Kyle Rudolph has kind of been one of those top guys. Minnesota, week off, dead week,
Say
finishes an off
something if
week,
he
will
hears
produce.
No, he said he can hear me.
He hasn't been there yet this season. For some reason, Kirk Cousins, but if you go back, he found tight ends he hasn't been.
He's not a big guy. And
Yeah.
Jordan Reed a little bit in Washington, but
Yeah.
Jordan Reed never put up,
Let me cut
1,
this
2, or
mic
3
something
numbers.
off here and see if it's
Yeah,
changing.
he's always,
Go up there.
top
Let's
10,
figure out
of
which
course.
one
Yeah,
to go.
he-
Tell me
he-
when it changes.
he's a roster.
This is on a delay.
But when you're
there,
throwing
so
the ball,
that's
that's
not
big,
a problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I mean,
saying, dude. It's a-
they're not they're
You wanna
going
try it?
45 yards of play. That doesn't leave you a lot of those short outs
Yeah.
that you're hitting your tight ends on, or those short fields when they score 75-yard touchdowns.
And that rolls right into Adam Thielen having another badass week.
Yes.
Stephon Diggs fell off a little bit, but I think those guys kind of alternate weeks a little bit. Sometimes they go off together, but Adam Thielen is having a heck of a season, man.
Kirk likes him a little bit more.
Yeah, just a hair.
Yeah.
But that hair that's one extra touchdown. I mean, that
Just-
makes
He went from Doxson and Crowder to Diggs and Thielen.
who and who and to
Yeah,
Diggs and Thielen.
exactly. Exactly.
I mean, that's a substantial step up.
Yeah, so if anybody thinking Kirk Cousins wasn't going to come out and produce as a top
Yeah.
5 fantasy as normal with better weapons,
He's steady Eddie at quarterback. He is.
And see Odell Beckham Jr. I see, I compare, right now, production wise, other than Junior, Sterling, Shepard,
thing's
they're
not-
kind of up there with
We have-
Adam
we have a
Stephon
different-
Diggs. And that's, I mean, granted, that's one thing, I get it, it's still Eli, let's be honest with ourselves, but there's potential there.
Talent-wise, yeah.
Talent-wise, yeah. But how soon do they need to get a quarterback to where as fantasy owners, we can start making that investment to have a Sterling Shepard next year's draft? Yeah, you
They-
think so?
Either they're gonna go draft once, or they're gonna trade for Derek Carr.
I don't see him I have a hard time seeing Carr, going anywhere. He's just signed that big contract. That's a lot for a team to take on.
Yeah, but they made trades to make room for money. They need a quarterback. Oakland's having a fire sale, obviously.
But I mean, do you want Carr? Would you rather go get that guy you like that's 5-6 years younger than
Sorry, we got breaking news happening right now. It seems James Harden has gone to the locker room late in the fourth. Undisclosed reason.
Oh crap! They're already losing by 20 anyway.
It's a little early in the season to start, that kind of shit happening.
Right, right.
Yeah, he's not injured. He's just taking a break.
You can just say it now, I can't hear you.
You wanna start rotating people in?
Yeah, we can, well, I mean, we're all, what do we have on that camera? What do we have left on there?
It still says low power mode.
We're good. We have
10%.
2 cameras running.
This says
Yeah.
low power mode 10%.
That's weird because they were fully charged. Either way,
Plug
Yeah.
in.
yeah, we'll rotate someone.
Yeah, we're ready to roll, and actually, we need to go to our sponsors.
Yeah.
I mean, we have some, special guests coming in that we're gonna bring on, maybe talk some sports and get to know them a little bit. We have another mic set up too.
Go ahead and hit the sponsors. Watch this movie or something.
This is brought to you by Two Mules Tavern. They're actually located right there at Cypress Wood in Holmesburg. They're a sponsor that, tell you what, man, we go out there pretty regularly to do some of the sports or to do some of our podcasts. We enjoy those guys out there. Colin, the bartenders, everybody is just great out there. We've had some good times, and we're actually planning on doing a podcast out there, a live event November 11th, which is Veterans Day. Our plan there is we're trying to raise as much money as we can to donate to Camp Hope. They handle a lot with PTSD and families adjusting to civilian life, and just honestly just really helping veterans out and their families. That's why we like them so much. And again, that's Two Mules Tavern off Cypress Wood and Holswood, right there in Spring, just off of 45. If you go to the theater, you've gone too far. Depending on which direction you're coming from.
Go ahead and tell them about the office we're at again.
And here we are at the new Houston Preeminence downtown. I know I mentioned it earlier, but you guys got to realize how nice this is. This is a pretty sweet setup. A lot of podcasts. There's going to be a lot of things coming out of this office, and we're super excited about what's going on. Again, we're right here in downtown, off of Russ Street. It's a great property. Even the folks here have been great to us. Obviously, you can tell the setup is a lot different. We got a little bit of the Houston roads and buildings behind us, but again, that's Houston Preeminence, HPTX.US. Exciting times for Houston Preeminence, and that we have a radio that's coming out, internet radio. That's more to follow on that, but that should be kicking off November 1st. There's going to be a ton of stuff. We are slotted for the 8 to 10, but we're going to keep bringing not only fantasy, but MMA, baseball, and all kinds of other stuff that you want to hear.
That's pretty nice setup here.
Yeah,
I do like it.
I dig it. Leading into
Can you
that,
dig it? Second.
who do I have here, bud? Go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
Jules Jefferson.
Jules Jefferson. Well, man, what do you do, man? What is your specialty?
Well, I go to high school football sports.
Mainly in the Houston area?
Yeah, Houston, Galveston, and the Austin area.
But you're also coaching as well, right?
Little League, yes.
Little League? Okay,
Yeah.
cool, man.
But I gave it up because I got too mad.
And from the kids or parents, man?
The parents.
Yeah, I knew it. I called it.
I know the feeling.
I knew it. I had to ask the question because the parents are worse than the kids.
Oh, most definitely, because your kid plays football. Let me coach him.
Yeah.
If you want to coach him, then you should have came out and coached him.
That's exactly. Hey, man, I volunteered. You didn't. Go sit down.
Exactly. I'm the one that ice chest, sodas, orange slices, the whole nine, and wasting my day to prepare for your kid to come out here, and he wants to twiddle his thumbs and not practice, and he gonna get the field.
That's exactly right, man. So, and you said high school sports, man, or high school football, correct?
Yeah, mostly right now.
And now, is that all over Houston? You reach up to the Spring Woodlands area, or is it just mainly in the Houston strictly area?
The whole Houston area,
The greater Houston?
Pearland, Atascocita, Humble, Tomball, everything.
Oh, wow, man, that is a lot of territory.
What's the best high school team in the area?
Yeah.
Who's the best ones out there this season?
Well,
Is it Wake Forest?
Well, you still got Katy.
Yeah.
Katy, North Shore is doing decent.
Woodlands doesn't have a very good year this year.
Because they opened up another school in Woodlands. Called Woodlands Park, I think, or.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah,
And cut down on there.
Yeah,
Yep.
same thing happened with Sci Fair, because I'm from Sci Fair's Katy area. We got 16 schools now. So back when Sci Ranch was running things, now they opened to Bridgeland, and Bridgeland took like half their talent.
Oh, wow.
The only reason why Sci Fair High School keeps dominating because they don't build around Sci Fair High School.
Oh, I
So
got
they
you.
keep that. Same thing with Katy.
So that's what's going on with the Woodlands right now, is they're building up so much that they're able to steal a lot of talent.
Yeah.
It's funny, real quick on that though, now this is 20 years ago now, I went to Klein Oak, Sci Fair was actually in our district. There was only the 4 Sci Fair schools, I think, 20 years ago.
Lamb Creek, Sci Fair.
Sci Creek and Sci Falls.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Klein Oak and Klein Forest were in the division. I mean, that's just crazy how big that area's got.
It's just blowing up, man, the whole area. Now, they've gone to almost, and stop me if I'm correct, because I honestly haven't followed the districting and all that. With 5A, is there a 6A, or is there a 6A now? How big does a school have to be to 6A, you know what I'm talking about?
I think maybe 3,000 to 6,000.
Good God.
I mean, Ridgeland has 2 gyms, one on the first level, one on the second level.
I mean,
All right.
That's how big it is, yeah. I was
That's how
like,
big it is.
wait, is one gym for the kids that aren't gonna make the team? They kinda, hey, you guys go practice over here.
That's the PE gym.
Yeah, that's it.
Or the freshmen go upstairs so they ain't gotta walk, seniors ain't gotta walk, you know what I'm saying?
I got you. That's pretty cool, man. And I mean, and as far as coverage, now how do you do that? Are you going to, you have a select few games that you're gonna go and cover, or do you?
Well, right now, there's 3 or 4 of us guys that are doing it.
Okay.
But there's one lead man, he's been doing it for longer than I have, because I've been like signed a middle coach, so I haven't really got into it. So I'm kind of like following his lead to it. But I'm also gonna cover Cypress for right now.
Okay.
It's like my feet,
Yeah, that's a lot to cover too, man. I mean, that whole Cypress area, they're all, like you said, they're all growing.
It is.
And it's,
So what big matchups do you have this weekend?
Cy Ranch, I think is playing Cy Fair, I believe. And there's another big North Shore's playing somebody big too. I didn't have a notes there.
no, that's okay.
No worries. Just,
Yeah, it's just.
we put you on the spot.
Yeah, that's, what we wanted to do, man. I mean, and those are games you're gonna cover?
Yeah, I'm covering.
Okay.
And hopefully, like, when this Houston Preeminence gets sparked, we get credentials to go to the state championship.
Oh,
games.
nice.
Maybe do a podcast there or just interviews.
Yeah.
And we want to, we really want to, how can I say this? Expose the kids to everything now. If you have a kid that get a scholarship from a D1 school or D2 school, you don't really hear about it because they're in the top 300.
Right.
But this is Houston. This is the capital of football. We should, every kid gets a scholarship. Every kid should be praised to get a scholarship. Scholarships are hard to get.
They are, and they changed the whole scholarship now. I mean, again, stop me if I'm correct, or stop me if I'm wrong. A lot of the full rides have almost fallen off. The full rides, it's always like a little caveat.
Yeah.
That there has to be some type of outside funding as well, or unless I guess you're depending on where you go. But
The full rides are not really full rides. It's pretty much a 1-year contract.
oh, really?
Scholarships, they're a 1-year contract. If you don't perform or you get kind of hurt, they stop paying your scholarship.
See, and what you guys are doing as far as covering Houston sports is so important, like you said, because it's giving the kids a chance to get their name out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's great for them, and that's an awesome job.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool because you're really helping the youth, get some of these scholarships. Hopefully land in a good school. Hopefully land those 1-year contracts.
Yeah.
For them go and have a chance to excel.
And we're trying to help the kids that don't go to the big schools like the Tomballs, like the Woodlands, like the Katie's.
Right.
That got good talent, but just can't be seen because their school is crappy pretty much on the wrong district.
I got you. Yeah, and that's.
Tomball was a good school. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They used to be like the team that just ran shop on every.
They used to be the easy win.
They were. They always
They
used to be.
But then again, they've grown out there.
Oh yeah, no,
They've
it was
grown,
a small school back
Yeah,
then.
they've been sneaky about Montgomery too. You know, Montgomery, they're built like crazy out in Montgomery.
My son goes to Memorial, and I just can't believe how big that is.
And then you got the spring branch schools in off of I-10 and Memorial. They keep all their talent right there because they're zoned to that talent. So
And you see more and more families too, as they build these new schools, you know, the new schools that, because they're gonna get more coverage or whatever, a lot of these parents, like even in some of the neighborhoods that I've lived in, the parents will move, you know, a block over.
Yeah.
You know, pay more for the house just to get into the redistricting and get into that school.
when my first out of high school, I went to Baylor High School.
Okay.
And we were big known for baseball. We had one athlete move from the suburbs to a 2-bedroom apartment because Baylor High School decided they're gonna take
Downgraded in the house.
Yeah,
Okay.
downgraded.
What, did he actually live there?
He
Or
lived
was
there.
that just where his address, that's
Yeah,
what,
he lived
I
there.
got you. No, that doesn't happen.
No,
Not
that's
a- no.
Jesuit doesn't do basketball either. No.
Yeah, no way. Well, and you don't see, I mean, even the kids, even baseball, and a lot of those places, they're playing, you know, like I guess, and Chad would know a little bit more about the baseball youth, but, you know, they're playing 8U, but they're 5 years old.
Yeah.
Just to play up a level.
Oh yeah, no. These kids play up at least one. They don't usually jump more than a year. But yeah, I mean, if you enter yourself in a 10U tournament and you're playing 9U teams, the good 9U teams in that tournament.
And, so, Texans, you a Texans fan?
Oh, most
I would
definitely.
hope. I would hope.
Most definitely.
What, do you like this matchup against Miami on Thursday night?
Bill O'Brien scares me.
Okay.
Every game he scares me. Because you don't know what his team's going to do. Because
Good old pie.
you don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he hasn't beat any good coaches since he's been in the league. If you go with O'Brien's record, he hasn't beat the Belichick's of the world. He hasn't beat the McCarthy's of the world. He hasn't beat the Pete Carroll's of the world. He's always beating up on the Jacksonville coaches before they got good.
And it's one of those things that you find that, and that's what makes the good coaches is when they're tested.
Yes.
You know, that's when you know that they can adjust the strategy. And I agree with you there. too.
I don't think the Texans have a team on the rest of their schedule that's got a winning record right now.
They got one. I think it's one here in Miami. I think there's one more Eagles. No, but they're.
I don't think the Eagles have a winning record, do they?
No, there's one more team.
I was gonna say, yeah, but that's how bad their schedule is.
That's right, man. Playoff bound.
9-7 is not the bar, guys.
Hey, if it gets us to the playoffs, it can be the bar, man.
Who cares who you beat to get there?
Right? Because we, you know, hey, if the playoffs, the records go away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
We have a chance. We have a chance. Come on, Brian T. Smith.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. Exactly. Well, hey, Jules, you have a Twitter handle, bud, or anything like that
Yes.
that the listeners can follow you on?
Is Jeff Bear 80.
Jeff Bear,
I love bears. I'm sorry.
Bear.
That's all right, man.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's Bear. Jeff
And
Bear,
how can,
80.
You're covering the high school football. How can some of these folks see your articles that you're putting out, some of the info?
Oh, Houston Preeminence. We're starting that off. I wrote my first article today about the Houston Texas mock draft.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do a Houston high school sports about. I got a nephew that plays for Davis. He's pretty good. So I'm gonna do Yeah. I gotta ride for my family.
You have to, man. Come on, man. That's part of the game. You know.
And we have to answer. Jules actually posted a question on here for us. Should I trust Kerryon Johnson as my running back one? I trust him as a running back starter. I don't know if he'd be my number one go-to guy, but yes, I do think he's a week-to-week starter.
So that 155 was just a bloop from last week.
No, I mean, yeah, he's gonna score.
Yeah, that 155 is a little bit, you know, if he produced that every week, trust me, we'd be having a much different conversation,
But he's on my team and I started him. So
yeah, that's usually what I'll fall back to. But hey, Jules, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate you coming in.
Okay, man, this was fun.
Hey, awesome, dude. Anytime, bro. Make sure you follow us on our events, bro.
Got you.
You could have tied it
Rolling
in.
in. And just so you guys know, we're at the Houston Preeminence studio down here in downtown Houston. Great things taking place in Houston Preeminence. A lot of, like you saw, we had Jules, some good writers, had some great high school football coverage. It was great to have him on, and I'm sure you guys saw and heard his Twitter handle. Make sure y'all follow him because he's gonna have some great information coming out for Houston football articles. Thank you again, Jules. Appreciate it. Now, the Houston Texans are taking on Miami. This is kind of, but Miami has been awfully decent. One of the questions that we get a lot is, if you ever send that game, it's always a tough time. You're trying to figure out, you know, what to do. You know, who to start, because you know, you always like waiting on that Monday night game. because you have the chance to
we got
have the ability for a player to, pick up those extra points. And that's why I always hated facing like a Saquon Barkley. I knew he was going to roll in on a Monday night. Especially if I had 5-10 points lead, it's like, okay, rolling the money. I see that Saquon Barkley go on Monday night. It's like, oh shit, what the hell am I going to do with that? Well, I've got some guests here. I'm gonna give them a chance, opportunity to introduce themselves.
Grab my cord here.
Sorry, Jake.
We got Mr. Jake here from.
Howdy.
Where you from, Jake? Go ahead and
Well,
plug it, brother.
Aren't you from Katy?
yes, I'm from Katy, 19614 Spring Sage Court.
Don't give your address.
Houston, Texas.
Make sure to go and show up there.
77094. Yeah,
Come
say hi.
If he's here right now, he's not at home. So, folks,
You can come pet my dog. That isn't.
his name is Skinner.
It's not a metaphor. But yeah, I'm Jacob Payne. This is Trey Campbell.
Hey.
We are 2/3 and sometimes 2/4 of Too Hot to Handle, Too Cold to Hold.
Yeah, it's me,
Right.
Kyle,
It's normally
and
4
Keith,
people.
and Jake.
And what are y'all's Twitter handles, guys?
It's at Juggalo_Trey23.
And mine is at Little Jakespeare. But it'd just be easier to follow the podcast at Too Hot, Too Cold Sports.
Awesome. And you guys cover quite a bit of stuff, don't you?
We
Yeah.
cover a lot. Yeah. Whatever's relevant. It's mostly sports.
Sometimes irrelevant.
Yeah, but
All the time.
Awesome. I love it.
But yeah, when Triple X Tentacion, is that his name? When the rapper, when he was gunned down, that was a whole show.
That was a big topic of discussion. Also, the Tony Stewart, Kevin Ward Jr. debacle
Yeah, when,
also gets brought up a
When
lot.
Tony Stewart killed that young man
That's
in
not
cold
what
blood.
happened. Everybody knows
That
that's
was
not what
discussed.
happened.
I love it. I love the fact that y'all are already in it. So, listeners, give them a rundown of what took place then if they don't know. I want to hear the argument again.
So, basically, what we are is, it's kind of a variety show, like I said, like Jake said.
Sorry, I want to make sure we get your Twitter handle.
Yeah, I think you just add an O here, but that's pretty close.
Oh, I don't know, right?
That reminds me of Office Space.
That's it, buddy.
Yeah.
That's it.
But,
face.
Yeah, there's
No
there's
members?
some sports talk,
Yeah, what were you saying, Trey? We get close. It's probably 70% sports, 30%
Other shit.
nonsense.
Yeah, that's what
But
Lance
you gotta,
told me.
yeah, I was gonna say, you gotta have the nonsense, man, because that's, people wanna.
We rely on it.
You have to.
It's a crutch.
It's a crutch, for sure. You limp into the show in sports, but man, I'll tell you what, that nonsense is the money maker.
Absolutely. That's what's gonna eat through the most time.
Now, how long have y'all been doing y'all's pod?
Close to a year.
Close to a year.
Okay.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Yeah. At first, we didn't think we'd be on a site with such prestige. I really think this site can go big.
They're not playing around.
Yeah.
As a team, I think as a team, man, it's cool having, guys and gals from other pods, getting everybody roped in and kind of hearing y'all's take on stuff. Y'all put out some funny ass shit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I enjoy it, man. Some of it. Are y'all writing any articles or anything like that, or y'all mainly just doing the pod?
Trey does write for another publication. We're not gonna give them any
You dick.
any publicity here.
I apologize.
Forget about them.
But
And next.
I do write about NASCAR.
That surprises me.
How many
Does
lefts?
it?
How many lefts usually happen in one race?
Well, your standard, like if you're at a short track, it's usually like 500.
Whew.
But
Whoa.
I know that sounds gaudy at first, but they're clicking up
Pretty
15-second lap times.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're cruising. A lot of times I fall asleep for the show, just catch the last 10 laps.
yeah, that's what most.
I can't remember the last time I sat through a NASCAR.
I haven't followed NASCAR in years.
Not since the Tony Stewart manslaughter.
That's not what happened.
Whoa!
Listen, the kid.
Hey!
The kid ran out onto the track. You can't see over the wing.
Can we bring up the footage?
Oh, I wish we could.
Let's do it.
Assistant
Let's
producer,
go back to
can
the
somehow.
archives.
Alright, we'll go. We are not going to be able to show that.
All right.
thing, but we're going to pull it because I want to see it.
Ladies and gents at home,
Manslaughter.
go ahead and leave Dynasty Wise and open up YouTube.
Minimize.
Find that
Yeah,
video.
minimize.
Oh, minimize! I forgot you can do that. And just find that video. You'll clearly see Tony Stewart driving
Listen.
in.
So did he direct the car?
No,
out of
he
it?
didn't direct it.
Defend him, Trey.
You
Defend him,
steer
Trey.
the car. You steer it a World of Outlaws sprint car. Hit your accelerator. There's no like.
There's
just
any number
coordinated
of
brakes.
angles and turns he could have taken.
You don't even.
He
Like,
took the
He
one
could have taken a right.
those
the
cars
direction
are not
he went.
made to stop. There's a reason there's push trucks behind those cars.
Now look, this is just a theory and conjecture, but y'all hang with me. I believe Tony Stewart said something about a score to settle.
That's not what he said.
Something about a woman.
I
I'm
don't.
just saying it.
There's
Don't
none
quote
of
us on that.
happened.
Don't quote it.
He never met the
That's-
guy before the incident.
Are you no, I've got
I'm
no.
100% sure.
We're gonna go to the image of them shaking hands before, and Tony leans in and whispers something to the kid.
That's not what happened.
Let me just
Pretty
share
sure that
this
happened.
one fact with you.
Oh, fact.
Tony Stewart settled out of court with the family.
He did not settle
Now,
on
now,
it.
does that sound like
the
the
lawsuit was dropped?
That doesn't sound like a guilty man.
The lawsuit
does
was
sound like a
dropped.
guilty
It was dropped.
What side are you on?
There was.
Oh yeah, you were saying that he did it manslaughter. I remember.
That's Tony Stewart.
Look, the kid runs into the path of the car.
Oh my God.
The kid runs in. He also
So
has
Tony
marijuana
was going
in his
one
system.
direction, right?
Here it is
He
right
was
here.
driving straight, and then at the last second,
That's
Oh, that's awful.
you see a turn.
you can't even see though. You can't see the guy. It's
Hey,
a
rewind it. Yeah.
it's a poorly lit racetrack.
It's
All
undeniable.
right, we're going to the camera.
It's
Camera
a
footage.
poorly lit racetrack.
This is an open and shut case.
All right.
We're gonna see if
We're
it's
pulling it up
intentional or
right now.
not.
Hang in there with us,
Manslaughter.
folks. Here we go. Oh.
That's the wreck, and it wasn't even Tony
Okay.
Stewart's fault.
Okay.
He got out of the groove. He hit the cushion too hard.
Sure,
And
but
he
you know,
spun out.
tempers are flaring. You know,
But
you can understand the kid being upset.
That it was. but he had a
So you're
flat
saying
tire.
he's going around the lap right now, like, oh yeah, he's right there, target.
All right, he's calling somebody.
Oh, you calling me out?
Here we go. We're gonna do this. It's a car, dude. What are you doing?
He almost got ran over by 45.
Oh, did
my
you see him
God.
turn into him?
He did
Oh,
not
that-
turn into him. You can't.
He may have cut the wheel.
He did not
He
cut
may
the
talking
wheel.
about.
There's
No,
no
it
cutting the
looked like
wheel.
he may have cut the
He did.
Listen,
Look, I know we have strayed far away from fantasy football right now, but folks,
Yes.
You know how you turn into the skid?
That's not how it works.
He turned into
These
the
are
kid.
different cars than everyday cars you drive on the road. These cars don't have brakes.
they don't have brakes.
Well, how do they stop?
You
How
have
do
to
they
push them off of the
stop?
truck.
What do they do? Just coast down the freeway until you
Coast
coast?
and
There's
then
no way
push them
that's
off of the
accurate.
truck.
I gotta be honest with you, Jake. That's a fair argument. If they don't have brakes,
Well, there's no way that's accurate.
You push them off with a truck. how many World of Outlaw sprint car races have you been to?
That's just malpractice.
How many World of Outlaw sprint
I'm sorry,
car races
that's
have you been to?
automobile 101.
Can you answer the question, Jake? Can you answer the question?
I gotta be honest, Jake. There is a question on the table.
Can you expect me to keep watching after this? Been traumatized for the rest of my life.
Trade, honestly, or trade.
Haunting images.
The evidence is damning.
I mean, you can't even see him. Look at the wing that goes down and obstructs the vision. You drive the car with your senses. You don't drive.
How do you know where to drive?
You look forward. You don't look back, and he's behind him.
How do you sleep at night?
But how do you hit? But he hit a guy in front of
Defending
him.
the actions of a
If
murderer.
that's the case, then why is it that everybody else who's gotten ran over on the freeway when they run out onto the road, why haven't they been charged with murder?
That's true. I mean, it's just. But they have brakes in their cars, right?
Yeah,
But
like,
they're not. They're swerving to avoid
he
the person.
came
Then he
in-
swerved to hit
he
him.
came into the path of the car.
I mean,
He can't see. The track's lighting is not adequate.
I'm gonna play neutral ground here, okay? I'm gonna play right up the middle.
I
Okay,
appreciate
look,
it.
I'm gonna say,
Shit.
since there's no brakes, there's not much he can do, but he did swerve into him.
Listen. It's harder to see though because the 45 nearly hit him as well. It's just by chance he wasn't going after 45. He was going after Tony Stewart.
Doesn't that say
long
that
ago did this
45
take place?
did it?
How old is
This was 2014.
Yeah.
So neither person is right here, okay? But one person did murder another person. That's all I'm saying.
That's fact. The brakes thing,
And there Well, hey, just so y'all know, there's more shit like this
There's only
on
one
their
way.
podcast, and y'all make sure y'all watch it because I've enjoyed this.
One thing I have to say, there's only one way to test this theory. I get a World of Outlaw sprint car and Jake runs out onto the track.
That's a bet. That's a bet.
Are you gonna hit the brakes before you hit him?
I doubt I will be able to.
We have the
There's no
street right
brakes.
outside.
Yeah, we do have the street, but we gotta have a dirt track.
Well, Trey knows I'll do anything for content.
And if you see right behind us just outside, that is downtown Houston. We're here at the new Houston Preeminence studio in downtown. Just like we said before, we're making an investment in Houston, and that started with us making the investment downtown Houston, where all the sports is happening.
Downtown.
Downtown.
Yeah, we're close to Toyota Center.
And guys, if y'all would, let me know y'all's Twitter handles one more time, where everybody can check all y'all's great podcasts. And
Hey, I know the spelling's kind of hard, so I guess I could spell it a little because.
Yes.
Okay.
There's nothing better than spelling things.
Yes.
Yes.
From NASCAR to spelling.
I should have finished my American Sign Language. I don't remember any of it. That'd be great.
Did you take American Sign Language?
Wing it.
Don't call me out on that shit.
Nah, it's cool. I mean, that's a great trade.
It is, but no, it's
So it's at JUGGALO_trade TREY 23 on Twitter.
And Mr. Jake
At Lil Shakespeare.
You want to spell it, Jake?
So Lil is
Lil.
It's like Lil but shorter.
fair enough.
So that's LIL, and then it's Shakespeare, but instead of the SH, it's a J.
That's his MC name.
All right.
Yeah.
I know Lil Wayne.
I'm not
Lil.
worried about Joe over here, man. He's been watching that video over and over and over. Is that what's going
Oh,
on?
I didn't even notice he was playing. I'm looking at y'all.
This is like a different.
Oh, okay.
This is Tony Stewart's greatest hit.
Second murder? Second murder? Greatest hits, literally.
Yeah. Hey guys, I appreciate y'all stopping in, man.
No problem.
Yeah, this is
Thank you for having us.
It's a good
And
atmosphere.
y'all's podcast is.
Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. At Too Hot, Too Cold Sports.
And what time are y'all going to be rolling out on November 1st?
November 1st, we'll take the 8 a.m. to 12 noon slot.
That is that's going to be a good one. That's what I want to listen to in the morning. Listen to you guys talk some shit and make me laugh. That's how I need to start my day.
You listen to us on your way into work and when you're grabbing some lunch.
Or when you're going to meet your side chick.
Say yes!
On your way to see your parole officer. Yeah.
Or possibly on your way to I can't top that.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Parole officer and side chick that's a good way to end
And
it.
I really like how you guys do your shows Last Supper style on the same side of the table.
Yes. It is a little bit different.
We
I
just
feel
need
spiritual.
some bread.
Thanks, man.
All we need is some bread and some wine.
We're working on
I
that.
broke
That's
bread
next
with you
step.
guys. I'll take that.
That's
We
all
broke
right.
bread together.
That's a good way
Hey,
to put
and
it.
that's a show, Breaking Bread with
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like the flow in here. I like the flow in
We
here.
could like get James Harden in here and break bread.
He just tightened his hamstring.
Ooh, tighten hamstring
It's
for
just a
James
hammy, But
Harden.
if it's anything of indicators, he could be out for 6 months.
What's he, a Texans wide receiver?
He wrote a piece about it.
Yeah,
I'm
James
telling you,
made
man.
a piece about it.
Those hammies are
Can't really
sneaky.
talk.
Those hammies are career enders, man.
They are on my fantasy football
But they
team.
never go away. You can't quite get over it.
You know what they say about a hamstring. You can't live with it, can't live without it, right?
Yeah.
I thought that's what they said about like.
AIDS.
So what I say
Yeah.
about Trey's mom.
I've heard him say it.
Damn!
Well,
Am I going to do it, Joe?
If you're out there
Does he need a hay?
tuning in,
Nice. He's out there.
All right. Well, hey, guys, thank you again
Oh,
for
yeah.
stopping in. Appreciate it.
No problem. We had fun.
And of course,
make sure to tune in to Too Hot, Too Cold.
Too hot to handle, too cold to hold.
Yeah, Jacob said he's always down to do anything to fill content, so everybody go ahead and
That's
oh, we
that's
can do
true.
some more collaborations.
You can do the Josh
Dynasty
Ennis
Wise.
dildo toss.
Oh no.
Did he
We'll shoot it
really
out of
do
a
that?
shirt cannon.
That really existed? Boy,
that's going to happen.
that would have been cool in like 1997.
I'll tell you what
We're in.
That,
I heard dildos were in at that.
now it's all about like those lipstick things.
Can't hold us down. We're rolling that out. Appreciate you guys. And just so y'all know, so the listeners know, we have an event at a Twisted Acre Brewery this Friday. Juan, the Kraken Adams will be out there, and we're teaming up with the Southside Collection as well. So that should be a good time, and that's Twisted Acre this Friday. Hopefully we'll see some of you guys out there. Appreciate y'all stopping in. Awesome, guys. And Thursday.
Hey, those are my cookies, man.
Hey!
Oh, Jesus.
Those are our cookies, man.
Sorry.
Those are our.
My bad. I don't know how they got on the ground. I don't know. It
What am I
was just
supposed
there.
to do with that?
That's correct.
How did it get on the ground in the first place?
That's where we keep them.
They weren't,
Oh.
man.
Now everyone knows our secret, our cookie secret.
Thank you.
These,
Thank you.
just so y'all know, these are edible.
Are they really?
Tell it.
Don't mess with him.
Rolling in, just so you guys know, we're Dynasty Wise Sports over here, and I've got Mr. Jeff McLeroy and Jason Braddock rolling in right now.
What up?
I don't know what to do.
We are down here at the Houston
Sit
Preeminence
like
studio
this.
in downtown Houston, Texas.
Don't do that. It makes you look guilty, Jason.
Yeah, that is, hey, yeah, that's a bad look.
Yeah. Sit like this.
Yes, we are downtown Houston, Texas. This is Houston Preeminence. We're live. I mean, we've got so much we're doing. We got these beautiful offices down here at 720 Russ Street, Houston, Texas. Like you've heard some of the talent mentioned here with Dynasty Wise, and also the morning show. Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. 8 a.m. to 12 of noon, I guess.
Yeah, they put out some funny shit, man.
Oh,
Their stuff is
They
great.
really
I
are too
love
hot to handle and too cold to hold.
it. Absolutely, I love their stuff.
And you can check them on KTXF, Houston Preeminence Radio. 24/7, 365, live and local. You can stream Houston content for the rest of your life. Non-stop, I guess, is basically what we're saying. For the rest of your life, you can hear Houston content every second of your life, no matter where you go on this planet.
Huge gap in the market for a long time. They haven't gotten the national coverage that
Houston never has.
No, and it's always been for years. It's like you watch ESPN or you watch all these sports channels waiting for it, and then it comes and goes.
You said it was free, correct? So, I mean, terrestrial radio's going out. Satellite radio's turning into terrestrial radio. So why would you pay for satellite radio? You hear great content from those guys and many others that are part of Houston Preeminence for free on what you said.
Absolutely. You get live 24/7 content. Listen, where do you listen to AM, FM radio at? In your car. It's the only time you listen to AM, FM. It's a dead art. And that's why you hear all the local sports stations, no matter what city. This isn't a Houston thing. This is a national thing. No matter what city you go to, you cut on Sports Talk Radio, they're saying download our app, stream us online. Because it's almost parallel to when we saw the conversion from cell phones taking over landlines. That's what we're seeing now with the digital platforms, and that's what we're doing at Houston Preeminence. 24/7, 365. You can stream Houston content from Houstonians around the entire globe. And again, with AM, FM radio dying off, and them trying to get people to download their apps, we just beat them to the market. We're there. TuneIn app is downloaded by 100 million plus people around the globe. Sirius XM is restricted to just the United States. TuneIn app is global. We are global, and we are given that. You're absolutely right. Houston has never gotten the love here nationally. So what we're doing, Houston Preeminence, is we're taking it international. We will give Houston the coverage that no other city will get. We'll give Houstonians an opportunity to continue to pursue their dreams of working in sports. We'll give Houstonians 24/7 content. We will celebrate the diversity that makes Houston so special. And we will help house our homeless people. They're just a couple miles down the street here. Just a couple miles down the street. We can walk down there right now and see the world champion Astros where they play at. And we can also see Houstonians homeless. They're in wintertime, springtime, summertime, it doesn't matter. We're going to help house those. We're going to do special things here for our homeless people. And go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's something we're going to be doing it with 4-H, correct?
Absolutely, the 4-H program helping house Houston's homeless.
I love it. And this is something that not only Houstonians deserve, but this is something they've earned.
Absolutely.
Through these years and all that. It's been.
You got two of the three major sports MVPs, and Altuve and Harden.
And right now we're talking about the Texans. The Texans' schedule doesn't look all that tough, so they may make it to the playoffs.
Right. I mean, absolutely. The parity in the AFC right now.
Yes.
There's probably about 6, 7, 8 teams that are Super Bowl contenders. Those 6, 7, 8 teams might not even make the playoffs. That's how much parity is going on in the AFC right now. Like, listen here, if you ask people for their favorites in the AFC to represent the AFC for the Super Bowl, you're probably looking at Kansas City, New England, Pittsburgh, because they get mentioned, the LA Chargers, and
You
just
get-
going right down the line. And those people won't throw in the Texans, but they're all right there in that same hunt. The Texans, right there with the Ravens, right there with the Bengals, right there with the Chiefs. None of these teams are great. All of them are good. And if you have Deshaun Watson, if you can get him through this short week without giving him, put him in a situation where he goes into harm's way again, rest in the arms of Jesus there, Deshaun. Right?
Running because he wants to, not because he has to.
Might as well sign Jesus. He'd be better on our offensive line anyway.
Little
He just split the
6-pound, 10-ounce
defense
baby
like
Jesus.
Moses.
That's not a bad strategy.
No, split the defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this game going to be at home? The Texans at home this Thursday?
You know what? It's a funny question.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, look at that. He's got the scary.
Miami, well, he doesn't have to ride a bus anymore, you know.
Right.
That's a scary injury. If you can't get on a plane with it. Props to him for playing.
Yeah.
I'd be at home.
I mean, and that's the other thing. You kind of got to give your, tip of the hat to not only Deshaun Watson, but Jose Altuve, Lance McCullers, Carlos Correa. These Astros athletes, these Texans athletes, these Houstonian athletes, these Houston athletes that have played through injuries that most of us wouldn't go to our day job to, and they're out there playing against the top athletes in the world. And sadly, Astros fell short, but it's not like their window is closed. You see the talent that's on that team, and the Rockets are starting off 1-3 with the loss tonight. Obviously not where you want to be, but if anything, if you go glass half full, 1-3 might mean, come on, Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean? Like you were like, all right, maybe I miscalculated here with this team. Look, we got to get this done.
That's
with
Johnny
Jimmy
Manziel.
Butler.
He's drunk. He's not
always
gonna stand
taking
up.
a We needed to get the A&M one so he would just stand up the whole time.
No. That's Johnny's normal position on the street.
That's how he was falling over more than.
But you're all right. These guys are going out there playing. I had the sniffles tonight. I almost didn't come.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One time I had like a eyelash in my eye, and I called in. I said, Adam, Sean, y'all gotta take the show today.
I'm checked out. I'm telling you, I get a hangnail, dude. I'm mentally checked out for a week.
That's right. I was taking Advil for my, my sniffles. I don't know if it worked, but I just knew Advil was right there.
I just take whatever pills are around. I grew up in the country, so my mom and them, they always had medicine, but we never bought the name brand stuff because we grew up in the country.
Right.
Like you had cereal, that was the name of the cereal,
Right.
and then you had cereal with marshmallows.
Right.
I mean those were the name of the cereal. They didn't have names. I didn't even know what a Lucky Charm was. I thought I had won something when I went to a friend's house and said, you want some Lucky Charms? I'm like, hell yeah, I could use some, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't know there were name brands to food. And the same thing with pills. So I just popped whatever. Like there was no Advils and Tylenol. It was just pills.
Yeah, there was like the graham crunchers. It's like, hell yeah, dude,
The
I
graham
can
crunchers.
eat 5 bowls that don't even make a dent in the bag.
Yeah.
But America,
Some video.
but we pimp our kids out since kids. And what I mean by that is with you remember the Flintstone vitamins?
Hell yeah.
Okay, and we all
They were delicious.
Right, they were
Great.
delicious, and your mom was like, you can only have one. They're vitamins.
Yeah.
Well, my greedy ass ate the whole bottle. My
There you
mom
go.
takes me to the hospital and like,
Oh,
oh, there's hardly any vitamins in there. That's fine. Like, why the hell am I paying $6 in the 80s for this bottle of vitamins that he can eat the whole bottle? These are gummy bears.
Because Hulk Hogan told us to.
It's
That's
fun.
a fair
It's
point.
funny in my house. I had the little Debbie snacks, and there they had the vitamins.
Right.
My
Yeah,
times
absolutely.
have changed.
They get the pills, and I'm there putting pills in Twinkies. Like, let's just see what's around.
What happened to the pink medicine? Remember the pink medicine from back in the day? I think it was penicillin. Yeah. God, that's so.
No, you mean Pepto. You said
Penicillin.
No, it was the pink bottle of penicillin. Remember that used to get?
Pepto-Bismol, Pat.
No,
not
it wasn't
penicillin.
Pepto-Bismol.
Penicillin?
It was the pink
Are
gummy.
you thinking castor oil? Maybe?
No. I tell you what, if anybody's listening
Where
out
did
there,
you grow up when they giving you pink bottles of penicillin? And kids,
I've never heard
what
of
kids
that.
are getting STDs and they're taking penicillin shots? No. Oh, at daycare today. Oh, Becky with the good hair has come over to my sleeping pad.
Stop it.
I had to
Stop
tap
it.
it. So teacher brought me the pink penicillin.
Cut his mic off.
What the hell are you talking about? The pink penicillin for the kids.
Penicillin covers a wide array of things.
Okay.
I used to get stripped a lot as a kid.
This sounds like something you tell your wife when you're feeling guilty. Baby, penicillin covers a lot of things. And that prescription is not STD
No, and I
based.
tell her I get stripped once a year.
Cold sore? No, I hit my lip on a nail.
I've got to go get my shot of penicillin, honey. It is March.
Yeah.
Pat.
I'm sorry I couldn't mow. I had
Sorry,
penicillin.
Hey, producer,
Didn't
why
have
am I
it.
not getting any backup? What ad? I want
Nobody's buying this.
Why are you not looking it up, Chad?
Chad, you're the worst.
Damn it,
You
Chad.
probably
Hi,
get a
boys.
text from your wife.
Hi,
I'm
boys.
telling you, pink
That's another
penicillin. I
reason.
can't believe I bought
Hi,
that.
boys.
If anybody's listening,
Hi,
hey,
boys.
roll down on the comments. I need to see if anybody's listening.
They're not.
Tell me.
They're not.
We got to back me up on the pink medicine shit we used to drink as kids, or we used to not drink. We used to be prescribed as children.
Are you
talking serious?
Are you saying like Judy would inject you with something?
First of all, no name, mom name drop.
Is Juju?
Too specific.
Oh, all right.
True. Fair.
Hi, Marilyn.
All right, we're fair.
We're fair. That's right. Came up my
All
mom's
right,
name.
so we'll get back to the pink badass medicine we used to take as kids, but
Yeah.
the Miami game,
Yeah.
Houston, Miami. Miami has been awful against the run. We'll roll this back into a little bit of fantasy, a little bit of Houston, because
Sure.
I'm curious. Lamar Miller has been hit or miss this year. You know, a couple of decent games, a couple off games. Deshaun Watson's eaten a lot of the rush, but. Is this a game that he should be able to break off quite a few?
You know, I said it before. I loved him in preseason because it looked like his legs would not stop going. In previous years, he gets touched, his legs stop. He got 100 yards on the last game. If they're slow on if they can't stop the run, you know, use it to set up the pass. That's what I would say.
Yeah, with Deshaun Watson, everything adds up to the Texans just really pounding the ground in this game and trying to get out early. So the key to that formula, though, you have to jump out to that early lead
Yes.
like you did with the Jaguars, and they haven't been able to do that a lot this year. So with the Texans, I expect them, you know, hopefully to take the ball first. And normally I'm the guy deferred to the second half. Yeah, try to go out there, take 10 minutes of clock. You know, take 10 minutes of clock right there on the first drive. Just move the chains. And Deshaun Watson, at times in his career, has understand how to manipulate the clock by just moving the chains. And so without just going 40, 50-yard clips, and with some of the injuries, Key being out, absolutely, and everything that's going on there, it does, 100%, then I think you just try to go out there and kill that clock and get a win on a short week, where you got a week and a half in Denver and then a bye week. You're just trying not to get Deshaun killed. If you can get 2 wins over Miami and Denver and get to your bye week without Deshaun passing for 200 yards total, I think that's the golden plan. I think that's what you try to do.
Now, Jeff, does the Thursday night game scare you? The Texans being in prime time, in that prime time slot?
Man, almost like the Bengals. Unless they're playing the Bengals, and we'll whip the Bengals at prime time. No, I feel good with Deshaun Watson. I definitely like what Jason said. It's like, just get him to the long week and then the bye week. Keep him healthy. Perfect way to do it is run the ball, control the clock, move the chains. I'm feeling good about this game. I do worry about Brock Osweiler coming back because it seems like either second string quarterbacks or quarterbacks we had come back and just kill us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious on that because they say they prepare for both quarterbacks, but man, it's tough. You know, I mean, I know he's starting and all that, but even you know when they come in, you know, off of an injury or something like that takes place, they say they prepare for both, but there's no way you spend nearly as much time on that second string quarterback than you do. There's no way.
I think the Texans want to prove a point with Brock Osweiler.
I would love for them to prove a point on Brock Osweiler.
I think if in front of the media, Bill O'Brien is probably saying, "Hey, this is just another game. We hope we can, we're going to go out there. We know Brock. We wish him well." Behind the scenes.
No, we don't.
Yeah, what is he saying behind the scenes? If y'all motherfuckers lose to Brock Osweiler, everybody's getting fired in this motherfucker.
Somebody's getting cut. Somebody's getting cut, and we're not just talking about from the team. We're talking about physically.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Amoxicillin.
Yeah, I was close.
Amoxicillin. Yes, everybody has amoxicillin.
No, amoxicillin.
I want to rewind the tape. Rewind the tape and go back and show. It was penicillin.
No, I said it was penicillin.
Okay, real quick. On that.
it's for people that
Really
don't know
quick.
the
Hold on. Amoxicillin is in the penicillin family of antibiotics.
Fuck that family. That ain't the same. My brother's in the same family as me. That don't make that motherfucker me.
No, it doesn't, but you're related. Amoxicillin is perfect for people that are allergic for penicillin.
That is true.
So you say they can't take penicillin?
I can't take it.
Hey, he means penicillin.
Ah, okay.
Oh.
Either way, way, amoxicillin, the pink shit that we used to be prescribed as kids, was the shit back then. They've changed it now.
No, don't change it now. You were taking shots of penicillin as a kid.
No,
That's how bad it was. Where'd
Let's
you grow
rewind
up?
the tape. I said I think it was penicillin.
Them suburbs don't
Where
fucking
did you
up.
grow up? Where y'all taking penicillin shots?
We all grew up in the same area, so that
Next
doesn't
door to
really,
me.
doesn't really help.
Oh!
I missed
You
out
know
on
it
this.
makes sense.
You might want to delete that.
Nice, right? Right.
You guys are some penicillin taking fools.
Hey,
That was your sprite. No, don't go high pitch. Don't you do it.
Patty, before you go off to school, take your penicillin shots. Take your 5-year-old herpes.
5-year-old
Go on, Jason.
It's in your lunchbox.
Everybody, I'm glad everybody's having a great
We're
time.
having a great time now.
Little cousin of the devil.
Pat had penicillin lots of time.
He's got his Hulk. Yeah, I mean,
Give it to Pat. He'll like it.
he's got a He-Man lunchbox. He's like, you want to trade your snack tag for my penicillin?
Like chocolate or vanilla.
Right. I'll give you some of my
It's
penicillin for that.
just getting real, man.
Right, absolutely.
Pat, the first drug dealer on our street.
Hey, man, I got what you need.
Hey, I used to be on weed from that guy.
Is there any good? Let me ask y'all this: is there anyone decent on Miami to start for fantasy football?
Uh-oh, he's going to the room.
IDP wise, yes, there's plenty.
IDP,
Fitzpatrick.
Minka Fitzpatrick, IDP Joe's saying that.
Raekwon McMillan.
Jones, Rashad Jones,
Raekwon McMillan.
Raekwon McMillan.
Raekwon, Rashad Jones.
Rashad
But wide receiver wise, Jakeem Grant with Wilson and
Yes.
Stills
That's
out.
true, yeah.
He's got the
Grant,
opportunity.
Yeah, Jakeem Grant should get the majority of the
And with the
Let me throw out a
return
guy-
yards he gets.
Let me throw out a guy. I loved him in the draft. He hasn't lived up to it, so they have to take him down to the practice squad this year. But with Albert Wilson's injury and some of the other guys, Devontae Parker, the rumors about shopping him to try to trade him.
Yeah.
Leonte Carew has the time on the practice squad in the years. Has he developed? Some people, they get it quick. Some people, it takes 3 or 4 years.
Is he related to Rod Carew?
No,
Oh,
he would
okay.
be dead.
They give him
I
wide receivers
literally
3 years.
lived one exit down in Charlotte from the housing complex that Ray Caruth lived in when he killed.
Oh,
when
now
he killed his baby mama.
we went from Leonte Carew to Rod Carew to
This is
Ray
what we
Carew.
do. If you add Braddock to the mix, man, listen, my mind doesn't work that way. Whatever's on it, we're going to talk about.
All right, hey
Yeah,
Jason,
all right.
Jason, I got one for you. Where did Ray Caruth go to college?
Oh, see, I can usually do this pretty good, but Ray Caruth, damn.
South Carolina
So
State.
Penn State.
Colorado Buffaloes.
Damn it, it was Colorado. All right,
Colorado.
I need to make up now. Give me 5 more to make up for it. Give me some player. Not somebody who's been in prison, was in the NFL for 1 year.
Oh,
Prison's
oh, how about, hold
longer
on.
than his
No.
NFL career. Doesn't
Okay,
Come
well,
on.
why? No, we should stay on that. Let's go, Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez, Florida.
Florida.
That's
And
He
room
had-
to
he
win
had-
Tim Tebow.
He had
It's on
the
topic.
he had the
Starts with
murder
a
click
P.
down there.
Starts
Like,
with
how
a
was
P.
Tebow
Starts
with
with a
those
P.
guys?
Huh?
You're
Starts
talking
with a
about
P.
the Pouncey.
Starts with a
Yeah.
Starts with a P.
Receiver.
You're talking about the Pouncey brothers,
You're
Aaron Hernandez, and Tebow.
And there's Tim
This is
Tebow.
like Jesus and Satan pulling up to a one-on-one basketball tournament. Like, yeah, I'm rolling with Satan.
And he.
Now the biblical people are gonna say, hey, Satan was an angel.
That's how they
Remember?
justify
Hey,
their
you know,
actions.
An angel.
What I like
Taste
right
the
now
soup.
is we've given both sides.
That's fact.
We've given both
What about
sides.
All right,
the
fine,
hardest
where's the
hitting-
spoon?
What?
Hard hat guy. Hard hat. It's coming to America. Quote.
Yeah, he roomed
Yes.
with Aaron Hernandez at Florida.
Yeah,
Darren Sharp up.
They murdered him.
There's literally nobody who grew up with Aaron Hernandez that didn't know he was just murking people all the way through college and high school. And let's take this another step farther. We absolutely know Bill Belichick and had to know about it, right?
Oh, no.
Urban Meyer's his best friend. Oh, who just got a major issue at Ohio State because of his moral code,
All right,
right?
who the hell do you think was giving the orders?
Belichick's the mob boss. He's the boss.
Wow, it was Belichick.
He's the mob boss.
Jason, we're moving on to Cincinnati.
There's no way he didn't know about it. I mean, he had to know about
He
it.
called the shots.
All right,
Plexico burst is
moving
what I
on.
was thinking.
I got sidetracked.
Plexico.
All right, what else?
Plexico
All
is what I was
right,
thinking.
I made up for the crew. Give me. I got
Okay,
my other
okay.
phone.
This one's from Joe. It's Plexico Burris.
Oh,
A lot of people
pretty
shooting
easy.
themselves or shooting
I know,
someone.
I know where it's at.
At least he shot
Wasn't he
himself.
always a New York kid, or was he
No.
a Florida kid? Let me ask that.
No, neither one.
Neither New York or Florida.
I'll give you a hint. Big Ten.
Big Ten.
Oh, he was.
Hold on.
It wasn't
Big
Ohio
Ten.
State.
Nope.
It wasn't Michigan.
Nope.
Was it? I'm gonna say Indiana.
Michigan State.
Oh, I was
That's
gonna say New Hampshire, but that's
Plaxico Burrs, Michigan State.
I was thinking Penn.
He's the only idiot I know that puts a gun in his pants and shoots him.
Cheddar Bob.
Sweatpants.
Cheddar Bob.
That's the key. You don't take
Where
the
was he
gun.
going?
You can,
The
all
strip
of us
club.
have taken a gun into the club, right? You just don't take it in sweatpants.
I always got guns in the
You always
club.
see that one
Right.
guy that belongs in a strip club. He's kind of, well, he looks like me. And, you know, he's always got sweatpants on. He knows the girls by name. You know?
Right. Like, yeah, they like me.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
take their friends to the strip clubs with them. Yeah. Me and Star, we're
Yeah.
different.
I have to say not only their name, but you know their real name.
Sweatpants get your money.
Yeah,
back.
but she told you Star, but then she says her real name's Portia. Or
Yeah, I know.
Mercedes. It's
Yeah,
either
her
car
real
or
name is
something.
is another fake name.
Yeah, exactly.
Her real name is Janice.
He just
Sweatpants.
he leans
Sweatpants
over.
is how you get your money.
Right.
It's Gina.
Janet Lynn.
But see, I don't
Guys,
understand why strippers name themselves out the cars. but
That's
they
the real
charge
names. What are you talking about?
They don't charge you lease prices. You know what I mean? They charge like
Yeah.
you're buying it and you're
Yeah.
not buying the car.
Obviously,
It should be lease
Can't
How
prices.
much
like
you go
touch
during
them all
the
the
day? Then it's
Right.
like, then it's like $4. You know, it's
What
like
do you-
20 bucks for
What are y'all
something.
talking? It's their real names. What are y'all
Obviously,
talking
yeah,
about?
Oh,
I'll say
so
Chad.
Chad.
What do you mean?
Sorry, Chad.
Obviously, dads, if you name your daughter that, there's not a whole lot of places that are gonna work.
Dude, I hope mine don't have a daughter.
Passion.
So we doing start, sit, stripper names now? Is that where we're at?
Is it
Are we doing real name?
Lexi or Alexis?
It's Lexus, like the
It's
car.
Lexi with a
Odell
Y.
definitely.
Be a stripper for sure.
Who?
So
What?
OBJ.
OBJ? Well, he likes, well, never mind.
That's a male stripper name.
Male, I was about to
OBJ.
say, somebody likes male strippers. I'm not gonna say he plays
Now on the main
giants.
stage,
Guys.
OBJ.
You guys have lost track, man. We were talking about. I was trying to hopefully.
I heard he was making his own woman haters club.
Subject, but I don't know why we
It's
got there.
Jason's fault.
Why are we talking about male strippers? I mean, I understand when you.
Because this
Wow.
is Dynasty Wise.
OBJ, obviously with that party on the yacht, he's creating his own woman haters club.
Yes. It's like
Was
he
there no
did.
women on the yacht? I saw the picture, but I just thought they were just like hanging out in the back.
Yeah, right.
He wanted to get, like, guys were like, hey, can we have them in the picture? And he's like, hey, gross. No.
So Mark,
I think I heard that.
Pat.
Don't quote us on that, but-
Talking to OBJ and his questions.
it was the perfect time to throw that shit out there.
Hey.
So Mark Cooper got traded.
Honestly about that trade. If that would have been New England, they would have got him for like a 5th round pick.
I just don't understand what's going on, like in the NFL right now. Like
It's
a
mainly-
first round pick for Amari Cooper.
It's mainly Oakland. Oakland, I mean NFL too, but Oakland, I don't know what the hell.
Well, we discussed it earlier. John Gruden's trying to go out and
He's
get
got
that
10 years, so he's
elite
got
pass
85.
rushing guy, Khalil Mack.
Oh yeah. He's like, that 52, man. Wow.
I think that now he's got 3 first rounders.
Yeah, he's got 3 first rounders. You can go get that
So
guy.
next year, and he's got.
I think this was all a ploy by ESPN. I don't even think John Gruden like fully works for the Raiders. I think they pay half his salary. ESPN does all that. And the whole thing was a ploy to get him all draft picks, so when he does his quarterback camp, he can draft them all.
Yeah.
I heard he assigned scouts to look at that number 52 over there at the Bears.
Yeah.
You might want to trade for that.
We just need a pass rush.
He sends 2 first round packages to the Bears. Like, what the fuck?
You know, he's calling them like, hey, is there like a lemon law to where I can like after 72 hours?
Right?
Honestly, from a fantasy standpoint, I'm glad they traded him because he was shit over there. He sat on my bench all year, Amari Cooper, that is. He sat on my bench all year. I feel like he's got a much better shot of doing something.
Pat, that's a trend with your team though. Sitting them on your bench and they get like Mari
Watch
Cooper,
your
Derrick
back.
Henry.
Pat,
Close, man.
Pat, watch
You're
your record.
just bringing this up on air.
Oh, are you? Alright, never mind. I thought you were 5-1 this Clayton. You're what Chad did.
Yeah.
Good call, Chad. Good
All
job.
right, I wasn't sure what Marlon Mack was going to do. All right, he had 10.5 points last week. He went off. I get it. Hey, Chad, how's that name?
It's your job to know, Pat.
Anywho, I got hosed this week, obviously, by Derrick Henry.
Oh,
and
it's
Marlon
okay.
Mack.
I got hosed by Aaron Donald going off
You
for
get
50
hosed.
points.
You get hosed.
Yeah, that's.
Aaron Donald, I got beat by an interior defensive lineman.
I got hosed by hamstring issues with Dalvin Cook and Leonard Fournette.
No.
I'm
was
starting
Bortles?
Robert Smallwood and Austin Eckler.
What is Robert?
Robert, I don't know his name.
I'm glad you said it, Jason the Number.
I don't know his name. I just know he's on the Eagles and he's on my team.
If you've got Robert Smallwood on your team,
That's
you
how
might be on
bad.
the wrong team.
Is that one of the guys from
It's a deep
Hoosiers?
league, bro.
There's something that happened
with a quarterback from Denver. Can anybody enlighten me what happened over there?
Yeah.
Kelly.
Yes.
What happened?
He's living his best life.
If I'm not
He's just
mistaken, I want
living
to
his
say the
best
gentleman
life.
attended a Halloween party of Von Miller's and then ended up in a neighbor's house and got beat with a roll of something on his way out.
Please say he was naked.
No, he just
I
sat
want to
down
say
and
clothes
ate
came
the
off
ball.
at some point.
No,
Apparently he was just sitting on their couch when they came out. He was just sitting on their couch, just in a drunken stupor, and then he was chased out.
Cheese balls.
And when the cops arrested him, when the cops arrested him, they found him in his vehicle just down the road, just chilling.
My uncle's Jim Kelly and I play for the Broncos, bitch. I can sit in people's house naked and eat Cheetos on their couches I want to.
Is he the first player ever to get kicked out of a high school team, a college team, and now an NFL team?
And someone's house.
Can we look that up?
In someone's house.
In someone's house.
Yes, I think he is the first person to do that.
It's so Hall of Fame. Do you think he's the number one Deshaun Watson hater in the world? He goes to Clemson with all this hype. Then this kid named Deshaun Watson comes in behind him, takes his job, gets him kicked. Not gets him kicked out of school, but he gets kicked out of school and goes to the junior college and then back to Ole Miss. Then he goes to the NFL. Then while he's in college at Ole Miss, he's shooting DMs to Mia Khalifa. She shoots him down and puts him on blast. Next thing you know, Deshaun's first round pick for the Houston Texans and having videos tweeted out by Mia Khalifa.
Yeah, she's trying to dunk on him.
It's like, damn, I tried to dunk on Mia Khalifa. Now she's dunking on Deshaun.
They're just friends.
He's got to hate Deshaun Watson, right? He's the dude on Billy Madison that when Billy calls him out of the blue, like, hey, I want to apologize. And Chad Kelly is like this, like, okay, Deshaun, I didn't even think anything about you.
Number one.
Hey, but just think about this though. Denver was this close to making him their starting quarterback.
I know, right? I mean,
this
it's
close.
almost like John Elway has no clue at what he's doing.
Almost.
I mean,
He got a pass
Almost.
from Manning and then.
when they got Peyton Manning, and if Peyton went to Tennessee, if he went to the Houston Texans, then if Peyton Manning, if the Texans would have signed off and if Kubiak would have took Peyton Manning, his entire legacy is different. I mean, we're probably
This
talking
city's
about
different.
this city's different. The Texans' legacy is different. All for Matt Schaub. I just want everybody now that we're a couple years away from to just sit back and realize with Peyton Manning still having 4 to 5 years left, the city of Houston and their franchise passed on one of the greatest regular season quarterback of all time from Matt fucking Schaub.
Yep.
Hey, Matt Schaub's still in the NFL.
I do like the
As a
fact.
backup.
He's still in. He went to the Super Bowl last year.
And I'm not gonna take away from the guy's rings, but I do like the fact that you added regular season.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because-
he's not the same guy in the postseason.
No, he's not, man.
And this is what man, I hate to drop this at the end of the show, but he's basically James Harden is now in live version the Peyton Manning of the NBA.
Oh no.
Oh.
But hey, but Peyton Manning's actually won something though.
James, I vouched.
He's
for
gotta
this
win
dude.
something first.
I vouched for this dude all year last year, and I said this year he's the age. When LeBron won his first title, he was 27. When Jordan won his first title, he was 27. Harden was 28 last year, best record in the NBA. They were set for it, and they had him right where they wanted him with 2 games in your city, and they couldn't close him out. And James disappeared in that series against the Warriors. I'm not going. Listen, I love James Harden. I want him here for the
Do you,
Rockets.
though?
Hope they win a championship. But James Harden is Peyton Manning so far in the regular season. He can still change it. He's still only in his 20s. But
I question.
at this point now, until he
James?
changes
Yeah,
it, he's
yeah.
Peyton
Yeah,
Manning.
he's on right now.
I'm questioning your love for him.
You know what's sad?
That's a tough comparison.
You know what's
Yeah,
sad?
James.
Brutal.
James, yeah, he's on right now.
You know, James
He didn't
broke
mean
the
it. He didn't mean it.
lifesaver after the game 7. My kids were just like, hey man,
Did that find its way to the wall? Is that what happened?
possibly.
Possibly true.
Possibly.
Here's the deal: you want Peyton into the regular season, and then for some reason
You
Eli
want Harden
shows
in the
up.
regular season.
Eli shows up in the postseason.
Excellent point.
But
Excellent
you
point.
get Eli there. I mean,
It just makes you think, what if Cooper Manning never got injured? He
Oh.
would have been the greatest of them all.
Is that the one that became the
Regular
lawyer?
season, postseason.
Yeah, he's funny as shit though.
Is he?
Yeah, he's funny. I've seen him a couple times on the show.
I saw him at the Super Bowl down there at one of the Super Bowls in Houston. He had this money suit on and everything else, but
Wait, what, James?
I preferred his. Hey, not what if Cooper, but what if Archie would have taken a hit the wrong way?
Well, he made the call.
No, he called us.
No, he
Oh,
called
shit,
us.
he called us.
Nice.
Well, James Harden's a fan of Dynasty
720
Wise.
Russ
I mean, he wanted to come on, but we just didn't have time for him. You know, so
it's tough. Right
we do
now.
fantasy football, not basketball. James like, hey guys, like just hang up on me.
We'll adjust your team when we get there.
Yeah, just wait. You know?
Get a championship.
Yeah.
I'll
I don't know if they will.
And if you're just chiming in, to let y'all know, we are in downtown Houston at the Houston Preeminence studio, right here off of Russ. We got a lot of great things going on over here. The biggest thing is radio's ready to launch November 1st, and that's on TuneIn, correct?
Yeah, tune in, KTXF, Houston Preeminence channel, 24/7 live radio, KTXF, Houston Preeminence. You'll be able to hear the Dynasty Wise guys all throughout the week, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., Monday through Friday, and then you get them on the weekend, and that's when it's really most important to you. Saturday. You wake up Saturday, you need to know, hey, should I make a waiver wire pickup? Who should I start? Who should I set? You've got these guys every Saturday morning. They're on your videos. They're in your ear. And then again on Sunday morning, maybe you're having those last second questions. I don't know.
Bring it.
I don't know. Who should we start? Well, you've got these guys for what? 4 hours on Saturdays and 4 hours on Sundays? Is that what it is?
I believe so. It's either 6 to 9 or 6 to 10. Either way, though, that's a perfect time. Honestly, kick us on, then get your coffee. Because we're going to be rolling out all the time, and you don't want to miss anything.
Yeah.
If you wait to get your coffee, you may miss something.
Personally, about 2 hours in the show, I'm gonna put the little picture of me, there. Just me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Early morning, Dynasty Wise.
And I'm sure you've heard some of the other guys, too hot, too cold to handle, correct?
Yes.
They're going to be on there from...
Too hot to handle, too cold to hold.
That's it, thank you.
8 a.m. to noon, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. If you're watching Dynasty Wise, I'll go ahead and surprise you with some of the lineups. I won't reveal it all until November 1st. But 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Well, let's start earlier in the day. Well, you want early morning hours. Wake up with Foxy, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Professional comedian. This woman, she does so much for us here at Houston Preeminence.
We appreciate her, all the editors.
Absolutely. Huge part of everything we do with Houston Preeminence. You'll be able to hear her professional comedic background. There are some of the guests and people she has. 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Wake up with Big Sarge, and we got a co-host that we may be bringing on that's going to surprise some people as well too. So you'll get that every Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. As Patrick mentioned, 8 a.m. to noon every Monday through Friday. You get the Too Hot to Handle, Too Cold to Hold. Too Cold to Hold. There you go. So there with my guys there, and then 12 to 3. Just agreed with it today. Kyle Kelly, Chance Westerman. Nate Joseph, not Chad Kelly.
We just got him from the Broncos. Just got him from the Broncos.
Absolutely.
Walking around like Jason.
I'll give him a week before he gets kicked out.
He's not the first. He's not the first person to go crazy as a white Bronco.
Oh. I heard Sean Jones drove that.
I take offense to that.
Anyway,
drove that?
Sean Jones?
I heard Sean Jones drove that. Just
He
saying.
was like, he's like, Juice, if you do it, do I get the code? I'm just kidding.
Wait, that's the one Marcus used to smash.
Anyway, continue the lineup.
Oh yeah, so 12 to 3, again, Kyle Kelly, Chance Westerman, Nate Joseph, and also Sam Darley. So you get those guys 12 to 3 every Monday through Friday. 3 to 6, Jason Braddock, and November 1st. 6
Ooh.
to 8 to 10, Dynasty Wise, every Monday through Friday. You get these guys right here. They're going to mix it up. You know their brand. You know what they do, and you're going to love it every Monday through Friday, 8 to 10. 10 to 12, you get your own Rocket show throughout the rest of the season. You get Rocket's new 24/7 brought to you in that 2-hour show, 10 p.m. to midnight every night. And then lastly, but from midnight to 2 a.m., this is Houston, this is also Screwston. DJ B. Hazy, every Monday through Friday night from midnight to 2 a.m., you get your Slow to Throw on with DJ B.
Already.
Thank you, Joe.
Let's get in it.
Now, we also had, we met a couple of guys. First off,
Oh, and esports, sorry, 2 to 4 in the morning. If you want your esports coverage, you need to learn more about this. Your kids know about it. 2 a.m. to 4 a.m.
I was going to say...
Chris Broward on esports.
Esports is getting more and more popular. I've been seeing a lot of athletes jumping into
I was
it.
going to say, they're up anyways at that time. That's the prime time.
Absolutely. And we'll have it set up here so you can watch our esports guys gaming while they do the show as well.
I just want to say we met a lot of guys tonight. It's been great. was it AB was here,
AB.
and he's got a show.
Yes.
What show will his be?
Well, AB and
All right, what's he
we've got
doing?
a lot of people that are working. They'll be contributors on a bunch of different shows.
Cool.
Most of our talent, I would say 95% of our talent has podcasts. That will be behind the paywall once we launch phase 1 on November 1st at HoustonPreeminence.com and HPTX.us. You'll be able to see that. And like Pat and the Dynasty Wise crew has mentioned all throughout the show, you can come check out our new offices at 720 Rush Street, Houston, Texas, 77002. We're literally right down the block from Minute Maid, right down the block from the Toyota Center. You'll see the locations here from our skyline. We are Houston. We're right here in the middle of Houston, right here in the middle of action. So you're going to love the 24/7 live radio lineup. You're going to love the 24/7 written content. 100 plus podcasts, 100 plus video channels, and we've got so much more to come. Wait till you see in the next 3 to 6 months what the community page evolves into. We've got special things planned for Houston Preeminence, and it's not just for now, but it's for next 10, 20, 30 years. We plan to go with you and really take this to some special places with the help of Houston.
Houston sports done by Houstonians. Make sure you know it.
Good stuff.
James Harden heard that we were here. That's why he faked that injury. He was just going to come get on the
Yeah,
show.
he's gonna jump
Had
on
to tell him again. No.
Yeah, we were
James.
trying to wait for him. We only have a few more minutes, but I don't think.
1 and 3 doesn't. That's not the bar, James.
I tell you what, I'm excited.
I was kind of hoping the Texans would go. The Rockets would go more. The Texans go more of the Rockets' way this year. 65 wins, lead the season, everything else, right?
That'd be a hell of a season for the Texans with 65.
Absolutely. But it seems like they've gone the other way, where the Rockets now want to be the Texans. Texans start out 0-3 and slow, and now they're 4-3.
Right.
Rockets 1-3. So they're so much better of a team than 1-3.
They really are.
I know everyone's going to panic and say, "Oh no, after 4 games, it should be better than this." Where's the fixes coming from the whole? And there's problems, there's things that needs to get worked out. But this team, even the way it's set up now, is better than 1-3.
Let them hit their stride.
I'm sorry. I forgot to say my usual thing about basketball. Refs suck.
That's true. But let the Rockets hit their stride. They're gonna gel. There's still some moving parts and all that. Once man,
Jimmy Butts.
It's gonna be fine.
Jimmy Butler.
I just can't give up Eric Gordon though. That's the man with the plan right now.
And I know a lot of people are saying they can't give up PJ Tucker, and I love PJ Tucker. Listen, you give me a starting lineup with Jimmy Butler, James Harden, Clint Capella, and Chris Paul in it, I'm doing that. And if the guys I have to give up are PJ Tucker, Eric Gordon, and even a first-round pick, I'm fine with that, because that's a starting lineup that can compete with the Warriors starting lineup. Right now, the Rockets do not have any starting lineup they can put together that will compete with the Golden State Warriors, in my opinion, or maybe not even the Boston Celtics.
I'm glad you brought his name up, Capella. Paid him $90 million, and he was offended that we offered him $90 million. I didn't see any teams lined up to get him after they said that they were going to pay max deal. But that's not even the point. He's not playing up to that amount of money. And here's the worst part of it. If you're out there, Capella, I dubbed you the Nightmare, trained by the Dream.
Nice.
You're ruining that for me right now.
That's a hell of a tagline.
Joe is not happy with
he's
that.
not happy.
Devastated.
He's like,
That's a good
waste
take.
the Nightmare.
Yes.
And Joe puts the 1-5 in there.
Yes,
just
like his
34,
numbers.
right? He's been so happy about that for years, and now he doesn't even use it and send
Yeah.
the hashtag out.
Joe was so upset by that he couldn't even look us in the eye.
No.
It's true.
He kept his back to us.
is to us.
Right.
That's how devastated he
If this
is.
table wasn't so big, it'd be flipped right
He's over
now.
there taking his penicillin shot.
This is moxicillin over here.
Oh, okay.
They were not in shop. Delicious comparison. For the record.
The whole family taking shots of
Hey,
penicillin.
speaking of which, I'm gonna say you got some moxicillin.
Don't say it on the air, Jesus.
I was out, my mouth wasn't close to the mic.
Oh, okay. All right.
Doesn't pick it up.
Ambient.
Well,
I
it's been
muted
a great
you.
night, guys. I really enjoyed being down here.
Yeah, hey, we gotta answer at least a few questions.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, let's go and go to our most recent.
Hey,
I appreciate you having me on, and we got a lot planned this year.
Awesome. Thanks for jumping in, man.
My pleasure.
Clay, you gonna jump on, man?
Yeah. Bears shouldn't win.
Do they shit me?
Polar bears.
Prove it.
They'll shit on in the water.
Polar bears don't give a shit. Jules pills.
Somebody says they have brakes but no clutch.
Oh.
And it's too late.
Benny
It's
would
too
know.
late.
Yeah.
Benny
It's
knows.
too
He
late.
didn't scroll
We need to
down.
get Trey. Somebody
That-
call him.
Vince knows.
Yep.
He used to hang out as a kid, used to race go-karts, but NASCAR.
Somebody
guys
said
today.
he killed the kid. They have brakes.
Yeah.
That Vinny could come on and do a NASCAR thing or racing thing.
All right, what do we got? We got, hey.
All right, we got a question
Justin
from
Joe, sorry,
Dylan.
We're just now getting to it, man.
Sorry, Joseph, it's kind of a special
yeah,
night.
Yeah, we had a big things going on over here at Houston Preeminence.
6
Studio.
beers
But-
deep.
But we are going to get to it, man.
Let's go and answer a few real quick.
Yeah, let's roll.
Sure.
We got a question from, I believe it was
I saw
Dylan.
a girl's name.
That was Stephanie.
Who was that?
She's a regular, Stephanie Martin.
All right, Eric's
Hey.
asking golf or Watson. Who should he start?
Boy. Well, personally.
Golf has been hot, man.
Where's he playing?
Golf's been pretty hot. He's got Robert Woods.
Versus Green Bay.
That's possible shootout.
Shootout. Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, that's the first one of the night.
I like golf. I love Watson. Well, you start Watson. First off, congratulations on having golf and Watson to choose
Yeah, hey,
from.
hell of a draft, sir.
Yeah, just flip a coin, dude. You're good.
Yeah.
Either one.
Yeah, and Dolphins are usually pretty good against quarterbacks. But I feel like golf has got better overall weapons, even though Watson's got Deshaun. He's got D-Hop, but.
I would lean to golf, but dude, just keep look at the injury reports, see what receivers are out, offensive linemen out. Maybe you don't start Watson because of the chest injury, Clayton.
Too long? I love Watson, but I think I even gotta go golf. That Rams offense is just steaming.
They're so high caliber. Points wise, the better matchup is actually Watson at the Dolphins, but I feel like this is an opportunity because I think they're going to shoot that.
Dolphins are here.
Huh?
I'm sorry, Dolphins are here.
What did I say?
You said at the Dolphins.
I'm saying the
Watson versus Dolphins
yeah,
is what he
Watson at the Dolphins is what I was saying.
We might send him over there to go swim with the Dolphins before he plays this game. You never know.
Swim with the fishes, concrete shoes.
Bring it. Well, I hope that answers your question. It was Eric, right? Or was it Mark?
That was Eric that asked.
Eric, appreciate the question, buddy. Thank you, man.
We've got a question from Zach. He's asking, do y'all see the Patriots making any trades before the deadline?
You never know with the Patriots, man. They are sneaky as shit.
Rumor has it Pat Peterson could be traded to New England.
What's the backstory on that?
They just won them.
I know that, but isn't there?
Whoa!
Wasn't there? Wasn't there something with the Wikipedia or something like that? That they.
Oh, somebody changed the Wikipedia.
Yeah. But it's still fun though.
Yeah.
It's still fun to think about. Hey, the Patriots, you never know with. I think they could. I was actually surprised. I thought if Maury Cooper was going to move, I thought that would have been a pretty good spot for him to land as well.
Yeah, but they already brought in Corey Coleman.
Yeah, that's
Josh
true.
Gordon.
Still, Corey Coleman, you could.
They're not going to give up a first-round draft pick.
No.
Shit, no.
They need help on
defense. Somehow they get away with 2 7th-round picks.
Yeah.
Decent quality.
They're pretty good at that.
I could see them going for a cornerback. They are kind of lacking.
Yeah.
They got a decent front seven.
Yeah.
I will call my contact there and let you know.
Yeah, we took care of that one, Jules. We're good there.
What up, Jules?
Yeah, there was a couple of points.
Big carry-on fan. Big carry-on.
Start him.
What do y'all think about the Giants trading Snacks?
I was surprised. He's a good leader in the locker
For
room.
a 5th rounder.
Yeah, that's really shocking. He's that guy.
There's got to be something behind the scenes that's going
It's
on.
like a smack in the mouth.
I don't understand why, because he was the one that called out those guys that kind of quit last year. Like he's the guy you want in the locker room.
He's a top run stopper.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy to me. So I think it's crazy. If you're asking what I think it's crazy.
That's true. Where are we at? Are we at?
He also traded Eli Apple, which wasn't he having issues with him last year?
I think he don't.
Well, that was family issues that was going on.
Okay.
His mother was a big problem with that.
Former first-round draft pick, though.
Put them together. What do you got?
Problems.
Apple Snacks.
Oh.
Sauce.
Applesauce.
Joseph's asking, Njoku, Carson, Johnson, or Godwin? Pick one for his flex.
Carry on.
Yeah, I think that's got the highest.
I go carry on.
I like Godwin.
Interesting. He's been producing.
Yeah, but carry on. talented.
He is, man.
They're
He
No
probably
doubt,
can break
good.
no
it
doubt.
up. I like in the flex. I like Godwin. But these two schmucks, like
I mean, Godwin, Cincinnati gives up some points, so I mean, that's a good play as well.
yeah.
Somebody to actually ask that. I mean, Jules, you already answered it, but Jules is actually asking: is Kerryon Johnson somebody he should trust as his RB1?
I don't know RB1.
Who else is on your team? But I mean, he's a starting running back as of right now for me, week to week.
He's a very solid two.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why. I mean, yeah, especially flex. I like him in the flex. I know that was just a question from a second ago too, but I definitely like him in that flex spot as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything specific y'all want to look for this Thursday night matchup?
I think we touched on it earlier. I don't think any other than that, some of the IDP players were kind of staying away from Miami's offense.
Yeah, offensively, I'm
Maybe
not,
Jakeem Grant.
Yeah, Jakeem Grant. Yeah, I think Clayton touched on that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, Jakeem Grant, I don't necessarily think I'd want to give him the start this week, but I think going forward with the injuries they have, he'll have more opportunity. And I actually, if you're, we frown upon it because of we like IDP, but if you do play a team defense, I actually do like the Houston defense this week.
You know what? I'm gonna go out with a surprise here. Bold prediction.
Bold.
Prediction.
I literally said it just so y'all would do it.
Hot stuff
yeah.
coming through.
They are both rookie tight ends
Uh-oh.
over the Texans are playing well. That it's like Ryan Griffin's probably gone next year. Let's see which one stands out in this game versus Miami.
Yeah, that's definitely it's a good look.
Yeah.
Something to look for.
I think Chad, you liked Akins, right?
Say again?
Did you like Akins at tight end?
Yeah.
I did.
Did you go get coffee?
I did.
Fuck
That
Giants.
son of a
Chad
bitch.
went and got coffee.
I could really go for a coffee.
Yeah.
You got Giant meats around here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say look at just maybe not if you need a tight end like a backup tight end. See which tight end for these rookie Texan tight ends. See which one is stepping up his game.
Bam. I like that.
Honestly, they got Thomas for a blocking role, but he's actually been showing out with his hands. But that's a confliction because I actually draft and stashed Akins on my team, and he hasn't really been producing much compared to what's out there.
Okay.
Aiken, yep. What do we got next, Joseph?
Somebody's asking Chubb at Pittsburgh or Mack at Oakland.
I've got my pick. I want to hear what you guys have there.
I love Chubb. Those are actually both good.
I like
plays.
Mack at Oakland.
I'm actually wondering who else you have because I would be tempted why you're not playing both of those.
I agree with Mr. Jeffro.
Thank you.
I like Mack at Oakland, man. Oakland has been pretty bad against running backs, and I feel like Mack could really open it up again. Is he gonna have the same week as last week? But
Possibly.
it's possible. I don't know if it's gonna be 30 points again, but I honestly, I like him at the 15 plus range. It's got the makings of it.
I could see that. The old Raiders give up about 26.8 points a game, and the Steelers are a lot better against the run back. So I think it definitely makes a good play right here.
When did you become English?
It just happened. It just touched by the Queen.
London game just happened.
Can we make it Sir Clayton from here on?
Sir Clayton of Amish.
He was dubbed.
I got a hot take here.
Hot take.
Hot take.
Coming from my old buddy Vinny.
I don't know, Benny.
Yeah, you don't want this, Pat. Penicillin Pat is his new nickname.
Bold prediction.
I like it. It fits. It rolls right off the tongue. Righty, right?
Oh, Governor, you're Penicillin Pat.
Oh, shit.
I don't like it.
Buggers.
We got a question coming in from Jay.
Jay.
He's got
What's up, Jay?
PPR league flex option is what he's needing. He needs Baldwin against Detroit, Ingram versus the Vikings, Murray versus New Orleans, or John Brown versus the Panthers.
Well, I can tell you, New Orleans is actually pretty good against
the run. They are number one.
Are they?
Yes, I actually looked it up when I was over at the assistant producer role.
From a fantasy standpoint, they are number
4.
That's because everyone passes.
5. They give up 18 points a game. And I think Latavius Murray, he's been playing pretty good. And then you got Kirk Cousins to Thielen and Diggs. So I think I like me a little Latavius Murray.
Are you gonna go like sweep a chimney after this?
What he does on his own
Chim
time.
chimney, chim chim
You don't want that
chimney.
like them on time.
Right.
And then we got Baldwin at Detroit. What do y'all think of that one?
I like Baldwin at Detroit. He's
Right.
healthy, he's back.
Ingram at Minnesota.
Yeah.
No one cares, Chad. Chad says Ingram at Minnesota.
Yeah, that's a no for me, dog.
That's Ingram with an I. So
Not Chad's
Vikings are
tight
6
end.
against running backs.
That just means they'll stop Kamara and not Ingram.
Yeah.
I honestly,
Fucking name.
I kind of want to flyer.
Fucking
I kind
Dib
of
over
like,
there.
like John Brown against the
Yeah, he's a
Panthers.
retard.
That's just 'cause he's a
no for
Raven.
me.
I know.
Yeah, in my order, it's Latavius Murray, then John Brown, then Ingram, then Baldwin.
Casey.
Well, Baldwin, then Ingram.
Casey, when those sausages
I like John Brown in this one because he's just been so hot lately.
That sounds like a
Why don't
lumberjack
you
name.
sex him?
Like if you read a book as a kid, it's like John Brown, the Adventures
We'll
of
reach
the
out.
Moose, which is like his bull name.
Our mics are still fucked up.
We'll have the penicillin on deck.
Penicillin Pat.
Baby.
You're welcome, Joseph. Thank you for being on, buddy.
Hey, thanks for sticking around, Jumpin' Joe. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks for being
Fortuna. With that last name, he should have played the lottery because it's like fortune almost.
And then he could have donated to Dynasty Wise.
Yeah, like 700.
That would have been a really, really nice thing to do, Joseph. Why? Why didn't you do that, man?
Did you play, Joseph? You son of a bitch.
Sorry,
sorry.
Whoa.
Joe, thanks for chiming in, man.
We're gonna. Jeffro's cut off. Jumping Joe. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's had too many cookies in the
Shut up,
in the
Dibs.
booth.
Y'all bloody dibs.
Damn it, you're gonna get aye. You're gonna get me going.
Let's get me going, eh?
Is that
Wait, eh?
Is that it?
What am I from? A British Canadian?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Honestly, that's all the questions we have. here.
Oh, these douches.
Oh, bunch of schlags.
It's been a good show. Thanks for having me up here at
Since
7:20.
Jason's not around, we need to figure out a spot to put our sticker.
Well, do we have two? Because we got to put one like up there where
He
all the
already said we
businesses
could
were.
kind of put it.
Hey, right on the light.
Yeah, let's put it on the light so when
So there's like a square.
so there's a big
over there.
shadow coming down of Dynasty
Yeah,
Wise.
because that way we're always around.
And then it'd be like the bat signal almost coming
Yes,
down.
it's signaling us in.
Good call,
Let's
Chad.
just put it on the middle of this TV.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
right on the
Oh,
spot.
we just went dead. My shit just went. I don't hear shit no more.
Oh, by the way, Scottish
We're like
call
2
him
hours
petty.
into
Petty. Petty. Pussy.
I don't hear shit.
Well, we gotta make sure. I think.
Let's do some plugs.
Honestly, we covered mainly
We
everything.
got just a quick take. Howard Wilson, Kenny Stills, and Tannehill are out.
Tanner-
Just on the injuries report. You guys make sure you check in Saturday morning. That's our big sit 'em stardoms. We'll be breaking everything down.
Yeah, that'd be more of all questions. you
Bring
know.
them. And just so you guys know, I know y'all probably seen on the screen now, and if it's not past the buys, make notes of the buys. Don't wait till the last minute to try to go pick someone up, because there's other players out there right now that have the Chargers. They have players on the Chargers, Cowboys, Falcons, and Titans. He's got all these teams are on buy. Go pick them up, or go pick up players and stream them. Get through. Don't wait, because the waivers are going to get cleaned out soon, if they're not getting cleaned out, because people are listening to Dynasty Wise.
By the way, Joseph McCaffrey.
We got a question coming in from Joseph real quick. He's asking McCaffrey or Mixon?
Mixon.
McCaffrey.
Give me Mixon.
Yeah, I like McCaffrey. Well, yeah, I like
I think they're going to throw the ball against
Ravens?
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, you know what? But hey, he's part of the
Ravens
passing
are
game.
the best
That's
against
true.
running backs. I'm sorry. Give me Mixon.
That's true.
Well, what about McCaffrey getting PPR? If it's PPR, what if you say if it's PPR, would you go
That's
McCaffrey
true.
then?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, loud and clear.
We can hear you.
Alright. Anywho's. I like it, but I still give you Mixon, mate.
I like
Hey,
Mixon.
but you turn Australian?
Honestly, those are two starting running backs. What's your other options? Why you got these two?
Who you got? Gurley and Kamara?
I don't know, Jeffrey, but your mother digs me me chub.
Your girl digs me. Your girly digs me.
Whoa! Ayo! You said my mom?
I meant your girly.
Ah.
Rolling out.
Are we rolling out?
Thanks for tuning in to Dynasty
One thing I
Wise.
wanted to say, with the Thursday night matchup tomorrow, Sock Ass Waters coming to Houston.
He's good for 2 interceptions.
Hopefully he throws a fumble. He did for us. I'm just saying. I gotta say it.
Joe would have perfect the mic drop. Throws a fumble. Boom.